Uh, hello, hi guys. Welcome to the Football Showdown channel. Uh, I hope you all are doing well, are safe and sound, hale and hearty, and making most of what the life is throwing at you and balling it out. So today marks a very important day for our young channel. And to kick things off, we'll first introduce our OG panelists and my friends. So let's introduce Aarush and Sucheet on the stream. How are you
Hello, sir.
guys
How are you?
doing?
We are fine. We're good. We're good. Nice
As
introduction,
good as
Parth.
you, bro.
Well done.
So my introduction wasn't the only thing that was monumental. So let's get down to business and let me introduce uh, our guest for today. So he's someone who's inspired me a lot, and he who has actually led me into getting into content creation and expressing my thoughts on football and Arsenal. And he's someone who is well articulated in his thoughts, someone who understands the game of football really well, and he's the most soft spoken person I've seen on the internet. So, and also, I look up to him as an older brother, and he's someone who's just a great guy, and I'm buzzing to have him on stream today. So, without any further ado, let me introduce Daksh Bhai from Football with Daksh, and yeah, I just don't have words, and I'm buzzed.
I'm gonna just steal this. Actually, it's online, so I'm just gonna send this to my girlfriend. Iske baat. I was like, listen, this is how you compliment me. Okay, this is how you make my day and make me feel good. That's how we're going. Thank you so much, Parth. Amazing introduction, yeah. And you guys know we sort of interact on and off on
Hmm.
Twitter somehow. Me, Parth, me, Aarush, Sucheet as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's nice to finally do this. And I know you guys have been asking me, oh, my pass, as an
Hmm.
idiot, I just don't have the time sometimes. But I'm very happy to like we're finally here. I've posted this. I've promoted this. I've put it on Twitter. I've put it on YouTube. I've put it everywhere. Hopefully, we have a nice discussion, man. It's nice to have an Arsenal only discussion because
Hmm.
no matter how your stream always is, in my case,
Hmm.
every time there's someone or the other asking about is club ka kya, and you're like, okay, fine, let me talk to you about your club as well. But it's nice. It's gonna be nice to have an Arsenal only discussion after such a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the stream from us as well. One small disclaimer to all the people who are out there, who are the concurrent viewers out there. Keep liking the stream. Keep subscribing as well if you are new. And one important thing I want to like bring it out there before we continue with the stream is that you know. Until we end the stream, let's try to keep it as minimal as possible regarding other clubs. This is completely based on Arsenal that we're trying to discuss. So
Hmm.
that is what we want to focus about because, as the title says, decoding Arsenal 2025-2026 season, right? So
Hmm.
let's try to make it as Arsenal as much as possible. And we have 1.5 hour, half hours with Daksh Bro. Let's make the most of it. Channel,
Yeah,
we are delivered.
for
I
sure, for
hope you
sure.
guys enjoy the stream, and yeah, let's kick it off with the possible transfers that Arsenal are making this season, right? Path guys, because the second phase of the window has opened up. So many things are yet to happen. It's a Monday. How do you guys feel about it?
Anyone can go ahead.
Yeah,
Aarush,
you
अच्छा
please
मैं
start.
start कर रहा हूँ. All right. So for me, I don't know. Like I've been calm. I try not to let like I've seen so many transfer windows, man. I feel so old saying that, but I've been
Mm,
through so many transfers that now I'm sort of used to the mumbo jumbo, the random links, somebody saying
mhm,
I spoke to this person. We've
mm.
had transfer windows, literally transfer windows, where somebody said that I met Abu Diaby at the mosque and he said Gonzalo Higuain is coming. All right, we've had transfer rumors like that. We've seen Benzema. We've been through the ESAC i5 AK car in London.
Mhm, mm, mm,
So at this point of time, nothing like surprises me, and I have like a
mm,
very select few journalists who I read. उसमें से
mm,
भी I filter out कि like अगर इसने बोल दिया, all right, maybe this makes sense.
mm,
It's a bit frustrating that we haven't gotten some deals over the line, but I
mm,
understand what the circumstances of those deals are. But I think
mm,
in general, my biggest frustration with the transfer window is that all the targets, the names we are linked to, the positions we need filling, you could have just copy pasted this last year, and it feels
Ah,
like we have a lag. We are
yeah.
operating 1 year before.
Hmm.
Whereas when you are in a situation like that, common sense would dictate कि
Hmm.
जो लास्ट ईयर वाला है वो तो तुम्हें immediately कर लेना चाहिए, because now you're already behind. Plus, whatever you
Hmm.
need for this year specifically, you
Hmm.
start working on that as well. But I still feel we are operating in a lag, जहाँ पे हम अभी भी लास्ट सीजन में जो हमने नहीं किया
Hmm.
उसको ठीक करने में लगे हुए हैं, and
Hmm.
that in itself is taking so much time. So that is my frustration about it. But till now, I think abhi tak I am calm. I think it'll probably take me to middle of July when I'll start panicking. I'll be like, okay, ye nahi hua hai abhi tak, wo nahi hua hai abhi tak. But for
Hmm.
now, I'm all right now.
Hmm. 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 Parth, what do you think?
Uh, it's just the fact that other clubs have started to get in place, and
Hmm.
especially when it's City and Liverpool who are the title challengers, likely title challengers next season, who are getting the
Hmm.
business done early, and it is just us admiring two strikers, monitoring their situations, and not
Hmm.
moving for either of them. That is
Hmm.
what somewhat frustrates me, and the fact that Cesco has been on our radar for over a year now,
Hmm.
and we haven't got concrete talks going on with
Hmm.
Leipzig. That worries me,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's just
Hmm.
mid June. Uh,
Hmm.
if we don't get in someone till the first week of July, yeah, then I'd start to have questions about Berta, the
Hmm.
board, and Arsenal in general.
Hmm.
Hmm. True, true. Nicely, you have segued into the part that I think was the most interesting, and a certain Mr. Clive has put a thought in majority of the Arsenal fans. I think majority of the discussions on group chats, on you could say debates or conversations have been about what regarding Gyokeres and Cesco, right? I think it's only right we get into that immediately, and let's have a small discussion about it. Uh, so we made the small graphic. We try to make it as accurate as possible. I know there's a lot of work needs to be done regarding the graphics, but yeah, this is what we think regarding Cesco versus Jokeres situation. Uh, Arush, do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts?
Hmm, fair enough. I think these are qualities that basically describe the two of them. I think majority of the fan base also knows what their strengths are, but it's the weaknesses that basically differentiates both the fan base into both these players, which is one is Sesko coming from Bundesliga, one is Gyökeres coming from Portuguese league. So
Hmm.
I think we've listed these particular weaknesses in terms of how they have functioned this season in particular. One is to how Sesko has um, um, questionable accuracy in shots. That is, he prefers ball striking more than precision, which can be seen as a negative, can be seen as a positive as to how we've been lacking ball striking this season. And
Right.
then you have weaknesses for Gyökeres, that is, which even I am very vocal about, is that his first touch is really questionable. For the way you
Hmm.
would want him to function
Hmm.
at Arsenal in a side which warrants to a lot of football playing outside the box,
Hmm.
linking up play and stuff like that is what is
Hmm.
being talked about here. It's a very um, balanced graph, I'd say, in terms of
Hmm.
describing, but it's the depths that we'll talk about both of them right now. So yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Good, good. I personally feel we actually put out a video regarding this. I'll reiterate it. It's that if we're getting Yorkeres right, I think as a team we've got to evolve a lot more to accommodate uh, his strengths so that his weaknesses are covered by other people in the team. Whereas with Sesko, I think he will genuinely elevate the team that is presently there so that we don't have to do too much out of position work to make sure that he can be accommodated in his ways of playing football. That's what I think. But uh, you guys might have a different thought. Dux bro, like, do you agree with this,
Hmm.
or do you think it's something that we need to like evolve so that we can get so that that
Hmm.
will help the team as well? Like, what do you think about the entire discourse right now?
I think there's a couple of things I want to speak about here.
Hmm.
सबसे
Hmm.
पहली चीज होती है कि like it's all a question of कि what do we really want from our striker? I know everyone says goals चाहिए, that's obvious. Everyone wants a striker who can score goals. But
Hmm.
in our current setup, what do we want from the striker? Do we want a person who replaces Havertz and is much better than Havertz and
Hmm.
essentially usurps Havertz,
Hmm.
basically overtakes him in terms of ability, output, and everything? Or do you want somebody who for now can take the load of Havertz and then धीरे धीरे mature हो गए and everything, right?
Hmm.
That is, I think, what the recruitment should be focusing on. What do we really want from our striker? Goals is the most obvious thing. The question is,
Hmm.
can we rely on Havertz's goals? In which case, fair enough, you go for the budding striker, build him, and try and help him realize his potential to be one of the best in the world.
Hmm.
Or if you're not happy with his output in certain situations, example, the Man United game, even though he scored in those City Wala games, there was an opportunity where he had a clear goal scoring opportunity and he fluffed it really, really wide.
Hmm.
Sometimes there's issues with Havertz's output as well.
Hmm.
Um, so what do you want in a striker? But also the things you guys have spoken about in terms of structure and all those things, those also make a lot of sense. I'm going to share something with you guys, and
Yeah.
this is from Billy Carpenter. I don't know if you guys read his blog.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if you check Billy's latest blog, Scouting Strikers, okay, just share the screen एक second.
Yeah. 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is how he basically presents the reality of being a striker in a possession dominant team. This is
Hmm.
the reality. This is not even a top level opposition. This is basically the reality. Brentford, a bang middle of the table team
Hmm.
with great physical athletes, and that is Nicholas Jackson behind Ethan Pinnock.
Yeah.
And what I personally want from my striker is this. When
Hmm.
we have our defender in Saliba, we've seen him manage so many situations against some really top strikers, chahe strength ho, chahe speed ho, chahe dealing with aerial threats, chahe dealing with whatever sprints, whatever it is. You have a monster in defense like Saliba. What
Hmm.
we essentially want is a Saliba in attack.
Hmm.
ठीक है?
Yeah.
That's what I feel. We need a Saliba version in of our center forward. Now, yeah, Isak could be one. Can Gyokeres and Cesco be one? I think Cesco has the potential to be the Saliba, but he's not really that right now.
Hmm.
And Billy presents this thing, something called the Ethan Pinnock test. Is can you beat Ethan Pinnock in a regular Premier League game? Ethan Pinnock, one of the most taller, surprisingly athletic,
Yeah.
Hmm.
has some issues, but most of the times he'll get the job done against any center forward. He says that one of the ways to beat Ethan Pinnock is either be taller than him, be faster than him, basically dominate him at his own strengths or outsmart him in one particular way. And वही वाली चीज है. Do we have a striker right now who can beat Ethan Pinnock? Havertz sometimes can jump higher maybe than Ethan Pinnock. Sometimes
Hmm.
might just do it. What about Gyokeres and Cesco in that situation? And by the way, Ethan Pinnock इसलिए उसने लिया है, such a smart way to do it, because post his injury, Ethan Pinnock is now third choice centre back at Brentford. So he's
Hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
even the best that the Premier League even has to offer. We
Hmm.
have Van Dijks, we have Konates, we have Diaz, we have Guardiols, all different monsters in different Tarkovskis, somebody who's even more stronger than that. We have Branthwaite, who is even more faster than that. So
Hmm.
you kind of want a striker that will dominate one particular aspect. Haaland is a beast in that.
Hmm.
Haaland will run faster than most defenders, will outleap most defenders, will outstrength bots. He'll push them off, whatever it is. Haaland is one of those players. We ideally want somebody like that to win the league.
Hmm.
The striker market is kind of crap. Ki it's all between Cesco, Gyökeres, Ekitike, and Isak Jessa bandas out of the range. But
Watkins.
we do have to buy somebody. We can't really go with the same squad. I know a
Hmm.
lot of people think we can cheap out on attackers and go for wingers. That's also what Billy says. I
Hmm.
don't really believe that. I think a lot of the draws we've had could have turned into wins if we had a really, really, really good striker.
Hmm.
So, in my head, we need a Saliba of attackers. In conclusion, we need somebody who can beat at least a middle of the table defender nine
Hmm.
times out of 10. Is
Hmm.
that Gyökeres? Is that Cesco? That is where the answer lies. For me,
Hmm.
I genuinely, I've never been so confused between two strikers. I've
Huh.
never been so confused between two strikers
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
in terms of fit, in terms of scouting, you can, matlab, aankh band karke you can say Cesco is the better buy for us.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, football isn't continuously infinite.
Hmm.
If you feel you have a player like Cesco who will eventually be the final piece to the puzzle, you will eventually lose other pieces. So it's a continuous investment game. It's a continuous squad building game, and at some level, you will have to cap the process as well.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm not too against the idea of Gyokeres now. If you ask me, Cesco is the guy. Cesco has the potential to be the best striker in the world.
Mm.
Question is, if we get Cesco, we put the money, we put the time and investing into Cesco, and then suddenly we realize, oh no, we don't have enough good midfielders left, or our defenders want to leave, or
Mm.
our wingers aren't really that strong anymore to actually maximize Cesco, his heading ability, his leaping ability.
Mm.
So at some level, I feel you have to cap it. Look, man, I just feel we have painted ourselves into this corner. जहाँ
Mm.
पे there were windows before this year where we could have taken more risks,
Mhm.
Mm.
and there was more scope of things not working out, and it would have been fine, it would have been okay,
Mm.
but we were, as we all know, very risk averse. हमने risk नहीं लिया.
Mm.
Bruno Guimaraes पता नहीं चलेगा नहीं चलेगा. There was this window where we were looking at Bruno Guimaraes and Dennis Pratt.
Mm.
That same decision of not going for Pratt and Bruno Guimaraes worked out differently. Bruno Guimaraes turned out to be one of the best midfielders. Dennis Pratt has now gone into obscurity. ठीक है? But we could have taken a risk. Who knew what would have happened if we tried to get Bruno Guimaraes? Isak, same conversations. Yeah, but he's only got like 2 goals, 6 assists, and whatever in Sociedad. Do we really want to pay this much? Newcastle went out and bought 75 million. It could have failed for Newcastle for all we knew.
Mm.
They took a risk. It worked out. It
Mm.
worked out at some capacity. And now I feel we've gone into this thing where we can't really gamble, but it is simultaneously also a gamble. Matlab, this is it. This is essentially, unfortunately, it. We have to get it right, which is why I think we're thinking so much.
Mm.
अब हमारे पास वो रिस्क लेने का मौका नहीं है. And it's very strange
Mm.
for me to see us not taking risks in the attacking department, but taking dozens of risks defensively. Nuno Tavares, Ricardo Calafiore, Kivior. In fact, from the starting of the tenures, we've had some really safe bets. Pablo Mari chala chala, nahi chala, koi baat nahi.
Mm.
ठीक है? But we've also taken risks in Calafioris and the Nuno Tavares, in centre mid, in Sambi Lokonga, in Fabio Vieira. Um, we have
Felix.
taken risks. It's just very strange that we've not extended that risks to our attackers.
Attack. Mm.
Any sort of it. We've not risked a striker who might be coming to the end of the career, so cheap striker le liya humne just to fill out the numbers. We haven't risked a high potential striker. I mean, it's not a lack of trying, to be honest. We have tried to get Caicedo in a January window when he decided not to come, and eventually ended up getting Jorginho.
Mm.
We have tried getting Mudrik, which I think would have been a risk. But again, that didn't work out, got hijacked. So we ended up going for a safer backup option in Trossard. It's not a lack of trying, but I just feel we have a risky choice. We try to get it, but we sort of also back off really, really, really fast sometimes. तो
Mm.
पहले कुछ साल थे रिस्क लेने के, अब साल नहीं है हमारे पास रिस्क लेने के लिए. That's the situation we're in, मेरे हिसाब से.
Right. Right. Let that simmer. I'll take in couple of chats and then we'll come to this because I think it's a really nice point that he put out. Okay. Super chat case. Okay. The channel has not yet unlocked that feature. I'm sorry, but thank you so much for that thought, though. I think Arsenal is a serious club, and I reckon you would end up with both Cesco and Gyokeres. Ah, well,
No, that's...
imagine that. Imagine that.
Doesn't solve anything.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Daksh.
No,
Wait,
that's
is
Pratval.
that's what I was like. Is this who I think it is?
It is, it is.
There will be a lot of transition scenarios, and while Billy's analysis is good, there is also a Bundesliga fiction of Premier League, and we have seen how teams like Liverpool exploit it.
No, I completely understand that the Premier League is going to go more transition heavy and stuff like that. I don't know if it's a long-term trend or if it's a more of a flash in the pan trend. Like, for example, in terms of pressing, I'll get super technical here. In terms of pressing, hybrid pressing became a huge thing for a year and a half, 2 years, until teams figured out how to break hybrid pressing. And now teams are either resorting back to a proper zonal press or a man-to-man press, which is more popular now. But Iraola, Arteta, these guys were masters of hybrid pressing until teams figured out how to actually break hybrid pressing through various of ways, transitions, artificial transitions, whatever. That time between they switch from man marking to zonal, उस टाइम के स्पेस में they used to start progressing the ball really quickly. But that's beside the point. The Bundesligafication, yeah, it's happening. I just don't know how sustainable a trend it is. You are seeing a lot of injuries in the Premier League, which makes me think that either running is going to be discouraged and positional play and actual static play will be more encouraged again. Or maybe you're right, it can be a long term trend. But I would still say let's wait for a year at least to see if it's actually Bundesligafication. And one example I give is Arsenal ke goal kicks. We've done the most long goal kicks since God knows forever this season. Um, but it's also because we've had some players who are missing who are very important. Odegaard not being there meant we couldn't build up deep, couldn't trust Rice that much. Maybe with Zubimendi back, we go back to short build up again. ठीक है, Havertz was a good outlet until he got injured, and then Merino became an outlet. But when we have Trossard, there absolutely makes no sense going long. So let's not overcorrect in our analysis as well. Let's wait for 1 year. Bundesligafication is a good hypothesis. Let's just wait to test it out a little more, I feel.
Gyokeres, hi Rajat. Gyokeres, despite having best goal records in Europe, but still many clubs aren't much interested in him because is not that good at headers, which Cesco is. That's why Cesco would be a better choice.
See,
Not the best classification to make in terms
Ha
of
ha.
how a club
yeah,
is in for him and not in for him, but
Hmm.
yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah,
an advantage that Cesco holds. You can't
Uh,
yeah.
the,
deny the fact.
basically, the graphic that we had, all of Cesco's strengths, if you look at it, Gyokeres' weakness coincide with that. Exactly that.
Hmm.
That is one area which all the clubs are looking at because Gyokeres is a certified goal scorer. He will score
Hmm.
goals come what may, but it's
Hmm.
just down to how a team primarily plays. And
Hmm.
see, if Gyokeres goes in a team like Nottingham Forest or even for that matter at United, he
Hmm.
will fit in because they aren't reliant on long balls and on hold up play a lot. It's all
Hmm.
more about dribbling and getting through your through the defense by doing
Hmm.
those cheeky one twos and letting the attacker finish his chances, which doesn't happen at Arsenal. And that is why I just see Cesco as a good better fit. Will Gyökeres score goals at Arsenal? He will, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's
Right.
a weird one.
See,
Uh,
one of my only things about this is
hmm.
I feel we're the players we're looking to get.
Hmm.
Zubimendi, a winger who is probably a better 1v1 threat out wide, can cut in a little better, his output's a bit better. It feels like we're obviously not happy with how we structure our attack right now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's for me, the question is now that if we're looking to change a lot of it, should we even be judging the target of strikers based on what we can do right now? Like, our crossing is obviously, and set pieces are obviously a really important part of our goal scoring points, right? uh, but I feel our dependence on set pieces and our dependence on crosses is because things like no central access,
Yep.
Yeah,
things like
I
we can't
agree.
really transition. So yeah, I mean, if the same problems persist, Gyökeres ki jagah Sesko makes a lot more sense. But do we really want to stick to the same sort of structure where we might not have central access, तो हमें wide पे ही rely करना पड़ेगा? Our wingers become sort of the creators, also the finishers on this one side, back post crosses and stuff like that. Do we really want to be in that sort of a situation? If yes,
Hmm.
and if you're okay with that, that's completely fine for me. But
Hmm.
my question is simply, if you're going to improve, if you're getting Zubimendi for the first phase of build up, and he is somebody who can move the ball really, really well centrally
Hmm.
with Odegaard, I think that's one problem we're looking to solve. Okay, cool. So central access changes a lot of things for our wingers. Also
Hmm.
changes the kind of the kind of output we also need from our wingers. We don't need ball to feet. While wingers should actually start running and find space and do the cutbacks and all that stuff. So in that scenario, if you're looking to change everything else, why should we look at a striker? that will fit the old system?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Will
That is
heading
why.
ability really matter if we have, like, okay, Aubameyang was okay at headers, wasn't the best at headers, but he was okay at headers. Aubameyang's strength was running in behind, finding space, one touch finishing, all that stuff. He was good in that stuff. So
Hmm.
if you're looking at getting, let's say, Aubameyang right now, why
Hmm.
would you want to cater your entire game to, is it system first, or now are we going to just basically look at the person and change the entire system, basically, long and short? That is
Fair
the
enough.
thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
और डू यू वांट टू गो इनटू द होल पोटेंशियल बिजनेस कि
Hmm.
इसका लंबा पोटेंशियल है, इसको चलो
Hmm.
आर्टेटा रहे ना रहे, आर्सेनल रहना चाहिए, क्लब को हमेशा एक, क्लब कांट टेक अ शॉर्ट टर्म व्यू ऑन दिस, क्लब ऑलवेज हैज टू टेक अ लॉन्गर टर्म व्यू ऑन दिस, एंड अगर आपने एक बार सेस्को छोड़ दिया, यू विल नेवर गेट सेस्को अगेन टाइप्स. So
For sure.
that's the dilemma, man.
Hmm.
Our recruitment looks like we are trying to address a lot of weaknesses in our system and change the system.
Hmm.
But if we're changing the system, then obviously our requirements from the striker should also not be as static on the last season as well. That's what I feel.
Very fair.
Hmm. Hmm.
Very fair.
Yeah.
We're just transitioning from possession-based football to a more transition-based football with our attackers, and with Zubimendi coming in, he will definitely facilitate that. But yeah, as
Hmm.
Daksh said, you cannot really compare the way we are attacking right now to the way we'll attack if we get a Cesco, Gyokeres, or a new left winger. Because
Hmm.
yeah, heading isn't an aspect where I would be too critical of Gyokeres, because I
Hmm.
still believe that we cross a lot because we lack creativity on the wings.
Hmm.
Mm.
Still,
Fair enough.
Why is this?
no.
No, it's
No, no.
obviously not. It's obviously not.
Okay. Sorry. Well, he's Raju says a regular 4-3-3 needs to change to 4-3-2-1 if we are getting strikers so that we can transition into open play. Okay.
Well, we play lots of
Four,
formations. We
three,
vary those
two.
formations according to
Uh,
Mm.
game
huh, huh,
styles. So
huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fair enough.
I don't think Arsenal is that one-dimensional that has absolutely cannot suit either place. When Haaland came to City, the talk was that they cannot play with the pure nine, and but they adapted too. It's about
Yeah.
time. It's about who has a better ceiling. Yeah, fair enough.
Mm.
And a nice point that you guys brought in as well, right? Is the striker really the issue? Because I think I resonate with this point. Saw a video saying a winger is more important than a striker for Arsenal. Do you all agree? I kind of do. That is
Okay.
why maybe initially before the season, I mean before the window even closed, I said I would be okay with a and Watkins and like a Delap, so that we have a Watkins who for sure will like do well in the Premier League, and we are developing a younger striker for the future, and it kind of like we can get the business done in like 60 to 70 million by getting two strikers who will be there for the next 2 years, who will definitely score goals, and we have a second striker who has that potential to do well eventually.
Mm.
That's what I
And
thought.
who's your winger?
Winger is where I thought we could eventually like spend a lot of big money on. Initially, it was on Nico Williams because he can play all types, like as a touchline winger or as an inside forward. Then the Rodrigo news broker that he is potentially available, and that completely changed the way I wanted Arsenal to invest in. That is
Mm.
to bring in a Rodrigo, right? Okay, I think everyone is. Okay, not everyone. I think majority of the people are okay with Rodrigo, right? And there are like a few people who have said that Rafael Leo may not suit Arsenal because he lacks the mentality or he lacks the work rate. I was one of those people who have fallen in that. Let me explain. I think,
Mm.
and I actually spoken to another friend who's not so regular on the panel. He said that Rafael Leo has not played under a manager who can put him in place. Rather, it's always been a manager who he can like fight off with, and it's okay. Because people have said that okay, Turkey has a lot of mentality issues and attitude issues, and with him going to City, Pep could straighten him out. Could Rafael be the bet that Arsenal make so that he can do something like a Nico Williams who can play as an touchline winger and as an inside forward, at the same time have that capability of being an X factor that Arsenal needs in the UCL phases of the game of the season. Do you guys agree with that, or like how do you guys think?
Hmm. You guys go ahead. I'll think about this.
Want me to
Arush.
go first?
Yeah, go
Um,
on. Go on.
I don't really have a huge opinion on Rafa Leao because
Mm,
I see him as a very good groundbreaking talent. I'd say he's like a road runner, a player who can take on players. He doesn't fear
mm,
multiple players being ahead of him, where he can just rely on his pace, he can
mm,
rely on his dribbling, he can rely on his carrying, and then find a way towards goal, which is more of an inside forward position from which he starts as a touchline winger.
mm,
Um, Watching him over the last 2 3 years, whenever he's been broken out, and even for Portugal, the
mm,
fixating thing that brings me back to the idea of why is he playing this way is basically what's mentioned on the screen is his work rate. And
mm,
then again, I have those questions related to as to how this would fix out in different teams that he's been linked to. May it be a Bayern, may it be a City, may it be an Arsenal now. Um,
mm,
for me, what I see the biggest issue for him is how he can manage to platform his strengths consistently, because the inconsistency in his game is what puts me down in terms of what his
Yeah.
potential can be.
mm,
Um, I don't know what his age is currently. I don't want to get it wrong either. But I think um, the opinion of getting a Rafa Leao is very, I mean, it makes sense as to how he can be that player who takes on players, because we've had Martinelli, we've had Trossard this season. These are guys who've failed to actually dribble past their man, create
mm,
separation, and forcing them to play crosses with either their right foot or the weak foot, which goes waywards. So I don't really know how to take this forward, but if you're asking me to go back to the Rodrigo or Nico question, I
mm,
think it is a fair opinion to hold that one is a player who can play both. One is a player play both in terms of touchdown winger and as a inside forward role as to how he could then be
mm,
platformed in the club. But
mm,
um, yeah, it's just a bit as to which player would rather fixate the things for us in terms of making a difference. I don't
Hmm.
really know how to get the answer out of this.
I think our entire thing is this. On his day, Martinelli is great. We know it.
mm,
Okay, on his day, he's fine. He's fast. Whatever. But the thing is, a lot of days he's not great.
mm,
Uh, and that's what I'll say with what Aarush is also saying. I think we've got plenty of people who can blow hot and cold, who can have these spells of just not showing up,
mm,
right? Um, we've made one signing in recent years who shows up every time.
mm,
That is Declan. Declan shows up every time, no matter what the context is, no matter what situation is. 10 men, 8 men. He's running. He's doing whatever it is. He'll bang in a free kick. He'll do a transitional goal. He'll
mm,
head it in. Whatever he'll do, he's always there.
mm,
Declan rarely, very very rarely blows cold. In attack, it's even more important to be like a hot streak player, and that streak needs to be like look at Salah. I'm not
mm,
saying Salah doesn't have quiet games. Like Salah will have no GA, but Salah is such a threat in himself. Even in his output less games, he's so good, and that is unfortunately the level. Look, we are not competing for top four anymore, yeah. Okay,
mm,
not
mm,
competing for top four anymore. We want to win the title.
mm,
You pick out the teams that have won the league, except like it's just literally City and Liverpool, and they had some fantastic strikers and forwards over the years.
mm,
Okay, from the Sanes to the Sterlings to the Agueros, now Haaland and KDB and Salah and Mane, Firmino and all these guys. That is the
mm,
level, unfortunately, we have to strive for. Is Liao that guy? On days he can be, on days he can be right up there. But how
mm,
many days are we actually going to count for it? Right?
mm, mm,
Um, so, like I said, essentially, it's not if we were essentially in a position जहाँ पे हमें टॉप फोर आना है इस साल बस वो टॉप फोर चैंपियंस लीग हम सिक्योर कर लें एंड मे बी डोमेस्टिक कप कर लें we are not in that phase. It's the big two that we want, and we unfortunately have to go for the best players. Rodrigo, again, I feel is the best out of the lot. He will deliver In that scenario, he runs really, really hot. He's young as well. He's got the experience. He is the game breaker. Leo
mm,
is a game breaker as well, but he needs to break the game more consistently.
mm,
I think Rodrigo is the perfect mix of multiple positions, young, international, experience in the Champions League,
mm,
clutch, work rate. When Mbappe and Vinicius don't run, it's essentially Rodrigo who's running.
right.
And that's it. I think that he is the guy. If we have to throw money at somebody, it's him. I also like Nico Williams, but it's very obvious that we've been quoting Nico Williams for a long, long time,
Mm,
and it
mm,
just took one meeting with Barcelona to convince him to move. So my problem with Nico Williams then becomes that, let's say we end up signing him anyway. We have the
mm,
financial package to lure him out. He wants to leave. He gets to leave. But two
mm,
years down the line, suddenly Barca is now financially in a strong position, and they tell him, "आजा तू हमारे पास आजा."
mm,
ठीक है?
Mm.
And now
mm,
he wants to leave. And then Barca can absolutely do a Fabregas on us because player wants to leave, club wants to buy. We have no option but to sell. अब क्या
mm,
करेंगे? So I don't want to be in a situation like that. I love Nico Williams.
mm.
But I think in terms of short, medium, long term, Rodrigo fulfills everything for us.
Yeah.
He can play across multiple positions. He can play in multiple systems.
Mm,
I think he's got a decent injury record as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah, dude is a phenomenal player. Yeah, I think if we have to throw money at a winger, it can't be at a hot and cold guy, like a guy who can perform 11 on 10 when he wants. We
Mm,
want him to run a consistent level of high performance like Declan does. We need a Declan, we need a Saliba. It
mm,
took Saliba to play an entire season and
mm,
finally start making mistakes by the end of the season. Every single minute he played.
mm, mm,
Mm.
mm,
That is the level we want. Ki this guy day in day out aega. I'm so secure when he has the ball. I'm so
mm,
secure Saliba's gonna win. I'm so secure when Declan has the ball. I am so secure when my winger has the ball, and something will happen now. When Salah has
mm,
the ball, I'm like, ab kya karega ye banda?
Mhm.
mm,
When Martinelli and Trossard have the ball, I'm like, arey bhai, please just beat your man this time.
mm,
We can't be existing in this space anymore. If your ambition is to win the title, you
mm,
can't cheap out on it.
mm, mm.
You
Yeah.
can't cheap out on it. On his day, गर्नाचो का गोल कैटलॉग अगर कोई फर्स्ट टाइम देखेगा वो बोलेगा भाई ये क्या प्लेयर है, 20 साल का है, इसको खरीदो जल्दी जल्दी.
Mm,
But
mm,
Garnacho
mm,
suffers from decision making, consistency. It's the same with
mm,
Rashford. On his day, Rashford can absolutely terrorize an entire backline, जैसे किसी ने अभी लिखा है,
mm,
right?
mm. Sorry, yeah.
But then if Rashford is only going to show up once, twice every month,
Mm,
what are we doing here then? We can't afford these twice in a 2 games a month is great. 2 games a month, भगवान किसी और पे अब कुछ कर दे. नहीं नहीं नहीं. Somebody has to be the protagonist in that forward line now.
mm, mm.
even if
We,
even if you know the X factor player that we want to sign on the left, which in this case would be Rafael Leao, going by the talk that is around him. But
mm,
more than X factor, I want someone who can combine. If he is not playing well on his own, he combines with other players. He provides work rate
mm,
off the ball so that even if you know he's struggling to create, he's at least not
mm,
uh, damaging us when it comes to being out of possession. And
mm.
some players just have the innate ability to make something happen out of nothing. Is Rafael
Yeah.
Leao that guy? 100%. But
Mm,
can Rodrigo be that guy? Has he been doing that for Real over the years? That too,
mm.
playing in a position that is not his primary position? Yes. So
For
if
sure.
the price tag is similar, it makes
Mm,
much more sense to splurge on Rodrigo Goes than on
mm,
Rafael Leao.
mm. Fair enough. Fair enough. I brought in the Rafael situation because I thought it was too ignored or like too like just on work rate basis. I thought it's nice to like have a discussion why he may not work at Arsenal and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah, because it brought in doubts. Now I'm completely like fine that it's fine, not Rafael anymore. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, it's listen,
mm,
yaar, if you're gonna spend 70-80 million on somebody,
mm,
yaar, we need an output which is equivalent to Mo Salah, at least 80% of Mo Salah, if not equivalent to Mo Salah. That's not what we're getting for 80 million. The
mm,
market is screwed, but there's always value in the market, man.
yeah.
There's always value in the market you can find. And some people like Rodrigo, I'm still telling you, he's not going to bang in 40, 50 goals. He's not going to be the savior, but he's so much better than what we have right now. And I
Mm,
trust him so much more to deliver an 8 on 10 on a weekly basis than any of the other wingers. Maybe Gordon, but I don't know about Gordon as such. But Rodrigo is 100% the guy to go for if he is available. That is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the new news came out
Rodrigo
that it's
is
maybe Vinicius and
Rodrigo is
Mbappe to lead the line. So who knows? Rodrigo might be available after all.
All will become clear. I right now I would say don't listen to or don't trust anybody on Rodrigo. Let's just
Mm,
wait for the Club World Cup to happen. Let's see what role he plays. Let's
mm,
see what Sharpie understands.
mm,
They'll both get more clarity post the Club World
Mhm.
Cup. I think
Yeah.
we're ready, and I
mm,
think we're ready to wrap it up ASAP because it's not player like Rodrigo. If he becomes available in the market, we're not going to be the only one who wants him.
mm, mm,
There's going to be Bayern, there's going to be Chelsea, there's going to be City.
mm.
And I think it's going to be a fight, but I think we'll be primed if something happens, I feel.
Right.
And Rodrigo is someone who, I don't want to sound like that, but he's someone who improves the players around him when he's
Mm,
central. And I believe we'll be attacking a lot more centrally now that we've gotten players like Zubimendi and with Odegaard being more central. I'm
Yeah.
expecting creativity through the middle than through the wings, which we've been doing over the last season and a half. So
mm,
again, the touchline frailties when it comes to Rodrigo, yeah, they do exist, but do I actually see Rodrigo hugging the touchline for most of the game? No, I don't.
mm,
And neither do I see that being the case with Saka, because
mm,
Saka and Martinelli used to be the ones who used to hold the width and who used to create from wider areas. But
mm,
as the season has progressed, and as even the last season progressed, we could see Saka coming more central and occupying those half spaces. And that
Mm.
is been happening on the left hand side as well, with
mm,
Martinelli coming central more often than not. So if that is
mm,
the case, and if that is what we have to go with, Rodrigo makes hell lot of sense. It just
Yeah.
mm.
depends on his availability.
Right. Right. Some important questions that have been asked in on the chat. What if Rodrigo doesn't move? What next?
Hmm.
Somebody else says, if Rodrigo stays in Madrid, what are your second choices?
Yeah.
Hmm. Some are saying Anthony Gordon, and I kind of agree with this fact as well. From Loudmouth, he says Anthony Gordon. I think his output is not as good as people think it. It's funny how people forget about Harvey Barnes
Harvey
exist.
Barnes.
That,
The injury
true.
record puts me off though.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Harvey Barnes is a footballer I would have loved if he were competing for top four, not for the
Hmm.
title.
Hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough. There is one. Somebody mentioned Bakayoko, if I'm not wrong. What do you
Yeah,
guys think
Okay.
about
Mensah, yeah.
Bakayoko? Yeah. Yeah.
तो
Bakayoko, good
अच्छा
back.
अभी
Oh,
है कि
right.
ब्राहिम डियाज ने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटेंड कर रहा है.
Yeah,
Is it? Diaz extend his contract, so someone definitely. Wait, what?
Yep.
Okay.
Brahim
Okay.
Diaz. He's
Brahim Diaz.
extending his contract. So it's either going to be Rodrigo or
Hmm.
Arda or
Arabi.
Hmm.
Endrick. Endrick is one wild card signing I'd love to make for the vibes, man. But we'll see.
Right, because against
Uh,
Arsenal, I thought he was the best. He was the best attacker who came off the bench. Or
He
did.
Yeah,
doesn't get move. He needs time, but
Hmm.
he's such a unicorn and like his ball striking is next level, bro.
Hmm.
Matlab,
yeah.
he can hit it anywhere and he's the power is insane.
True.
But he needs so much more polishing. Anyways, but that's like a
Hmm.
wild card signing.
Hmm.
People asking if Rodrigo doesn't stay, which is most likely the case. I still feel he's gonna stay.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Not this year. He's not gonna be available this year.
There is
Um
rumors
there
about
are
who doesn't.
Yeah, if that is the situation, we will have to go for. I think we'll have to start throwing money at Newcastle for Gordon. If that is not possible because Newcastle are also in the Champions League,
Hmm.
our Premier League realities become players like Semenyo,
Hmm.
decent, but
Hmm.
not really somebody you'd have a lot of confidence at least right now seeing coming off the bench in the Champions League game.
Hmm.
Um, Then you start going into the bargain bins, man. You start seeing who else is trying to dump their wingers off. I don't think like I said,
Hmm.
there's no point spending good money on wingers who really don't change the dimensions of your attack.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you stick
Hmm.
a maximum price limit of 40, 50, whatever it is. Try
Hmm.
and get Semenyo. If it's possible, that's great.
Hmm.
Uh, Absolute worst case scenario, if there is no winger,
Hmm.
you try and get Grealish, man. But that's like the absolute worst case scenario. Like और कोई मिल नहीं रहा है हमें. But that's what you have to do, unfortunately. But again, he
I
won't change anything. But that's the least.
I
Sane is not available. Koman I don't really want to get.
Hmm.
Gnabry is dusted.
Hmm.
Um, Barca का कोई Ferran Torres don't think he's gonna leave.
Ferran
What do
Mm.
you
Torres,
think of
yeah.
Rafinha though? What do you
He's
make of
not gonna
Rafinha
leave.
if
He's
Nico
He's
not
not
leaves
gonna.
him?
going to leave
Not
Barca.
gonna
There's
leave.
no
Not gonna.
chance. There's no
He
chance.
he's the club captain as well, man. He's one of their
Yeah, yeah,
captains.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not.
So
That's not gonna happen,
I
unfortunately.
I've got an underrated shout and someone who will never probably ever happen. But if we could get our hands on Luis Diaz, would you mind?
What?
No, no, no.
No,
I
no.
like Luis Diaz, but I don't think they'll
What what
fleece us. They'll fleece us.
what do you think of
Mm.
Lookman?
Ademola
I'm,
Lookman, yeah.
I'm so confused on Lookman. On days when I watch him, he's so good.
Mm.
But then I still remember his Premier League stint, and I keep wondering if he's the same player now, or is it
Mm.
just an Italian league thing, or is it just
Mm.
now he's genuinely matured to be one of Africa's best players?
Mm.
Look, Semenyo ain't a bad shout because I still think there's talent in the Prem. We've seen Mane at Southampton; he absolutely crushed when he joined Liverpool. So there
Mm.
is obviously going to be talent in the lower mid tables,
Mm.
but I just don't know. I think of Fulham. कौन सा Fulham का winger? It's they have Iwobi, man,
Mm.
um, who have it.
They
I
have
don't
Reece
really want
Nelson.
to buy any from United in terms of Garnacho or Rashford. Like Rashford, okay, fine. You can twist my arm if they're like selling for 35-ish million. But
Yeah.
again, it doesn't solve anything. He's still a
Yeah.
hot and cold player. In 6 months, he's got 2 goals, 3 assists,
Mm.
and then got injured. So
Mm.
I don't think City will sell Doku or Savio. Don't think they will sell any of their academy talents in McCarthy and Bob and all those players. That's not gonna
Mm.
happen. So
Mm.
I feel you'll have to start looking Bahari यार अब जैसे Bakayoko का name is coming up.
Jacob
Fair.
Morgan Rogers. What are your thoughts on Morgan Rogers?
I think he'll be so down on their list of players to be sold
Mm.
before they finally be like ठीक है Morgan Rogers को बेचते हैं because I think selling Morgan Rogers makes them so much worse. I think their first priority will be try to get rid of Emmy
Mm.
Yeah.
because they can get a younger keeper. Like Monchi, this is the type of deal like Monchi loves doing. Sell an older player, get a nice young player as well. Okay.
Mm.
If not him, then Watkins they'll try to load off. If
Mm.
not him, then they'll try and get somebody like if they have to make a bigger name departure, it'll probably be Onana or Tielemans because Tielemans was free. Onana
Hmm.
was okay. And they can probably find a bargain in the market, like bringing back Douglas Luiz from Juve
Yeah.
Mm.
or like there are plenty of people you can fill in that spot for. With Morgan Rogers, his skill set is so unique, his contributions are so unique.
Mm.
Uh, Wingers, I could have been like, ठीक है कोई winger बेच देंगे because now they have Malen and they have Asensio.
Hmm.
But I don't know, man. I think
I
Villa,
thought Asensio was
Morgan
back.
Rogers is so far
I thought
down.
I thought Asensio has to be let go because they can't pay his
No, no, they'll
wages.
make it permanent. They'll make it permanent.
Whoa. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do
Works
you
for
think of
everyone,
the
yeah. Like PSG,
idea?
mein, he ain't gonna find space anyway.
Also, if you're talking about Morgan Rogers, what do you think of the idea of Eberechi as a winger?
So good. Such a great idea.
Mm.
Um, they will fleece us though.
Mm. Oh
Um,
yeah, for sure.
English as well.
Mm.
yeah, 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 they'll
Mm.
fleece us. Like this is the if especially if they're playing in Europe somehow, they've managed to find a way with UEFA,
Mm.
and they have to let go of Ebereche.
Mm.
That's gonna be a lot of. It might be 60-ish million,
Mm.
which you
Yeah.
might want to be like, ठीक है कर दो. And I hope us selling them Eddie will probably help with some sort of the negotiations. But if Eze is available, you can bet a
Mm.
lot of other teams will also try and get Eze.
If
There's,
we send them even Rob Holding from Arsenal, I think that should definitely help them.
I
Who did
think
that
that's
deal
even,
benefit?
yeah.
Which
Good
party?
names though.
There.
People think Kudus.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
Kudos. Ooh,
What about him on a 1 year loan? How-
1 year loan.
they won't loan. Yeah, वो loan नहीं
Mm.
करेंगे. प्रेम में तो वो बेचेंगे ही यार. And
Mm.
It's
United will
just
try and
that
take उसका अपना desperation का.
Mm.
we don't need stopgap signings anymore. We've already had
We
Trossard
we
and the likes.
we haven't named Jamie Brino Gitten, so what do you think of him?
I just know that he's moving to Chelsea. You don't
Yeah.
agree a 7-year contract. I mean, it's somebody I'd love to have. I would have loved to have Jamie Gittins.
Mm.
Think
Mm.
his skill set is really really good. He could be great competition for Martinelli. Could
Mm.
in some games would even allow us to have Martinelli more centrally.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Both feet say he's so good. Tricky hai, short power, sab acha hai. Everything is great. I think he's just gonna go to Chelsea, man. They just moved faster than everyone else.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't even know why they need him. But it's Chelsea. I don't feel they need a legit reason. If you look at their wings, they will get Quenda eventually. They
Hmm.
will probably have to play Palmer out wide at some point of time to accommodate Kendry and Estevao and Enzo and Caicedo and Andre Santos. And there's Pedro Neto already there. God knows what will happen with Mudrik, but he's still on the books.
Hmm.
There's Noni Madueke on the right wing as well. They need left wingers, agreed,
Hmm.
but it's not like it's a position where they're absolutely lacking. But it's Chelsea, man. They want to gather the best talents in the world. And Joe Shields, jab tak hai, they'll keep pulling City Football Academy ke talent. So it's not really
Mhm.
surprising for me.
Hmm.
It's just
What do you
that
guys think of
all the
Barcola though?
he won't leave.
I
I
think
know he
the
won't be, but you
PSG
guys rate
project is so good unless he has
him.
insecurities about his own legacy.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think he's in the best club, right? He's a French guy. He's playing in Paris,
Hmm.
gets picked up for the national team, and his team is ready to dominate the landscape for the next few years. Yeah, mere
Yeah.
hisab se.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the
Yeah.
ideas of Kawara signing for them, I don't think so. It puts his position into like questionable spaces because even if you
Mhm.
see the way Enrique uses his wingers, he likes to go with different options each game, and
Hmm.
that is
Hmm.
what keeps them happy, in my opinion. And he's done it on the UCL final as well, coming off the bench. So I don't
Yeah.
think he finds a reason to even leave that club.
Yeah. I
And the
have
fact that
very yeah.
all all the three attackers can play either at center forward, on the right, or on the left. So it basically makes no difference to PSG. And with the number of games they have to play, they'll definitely make use of Barcola there.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just that all the players that we have mentioned, the fall off between Nico Williams, Rodrigo, Rafael Leao to these guys
Hmm.
is a bit too much to say that okay, this is the left winger signing that would elevate Arsenal to a level where we'll definitely compete for the league. These are
Hmm.
guys who we sign as third choice attackers. I mean, as the third attacker, if we were to sign one,
Hmm.
would be very good. But again, Arsenal doesn't deal like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
What if City and Bayern enter the race for Rodrigo? How can Arsenal beat their pull?
Look,
I
man,
think.
I'll just say कि I think we'll have to keep changing our perception of how transfers now work and what players
yeah,
really want.
Hmm.
Look, Arsenal were in for Pedro Neto, and Chelsea were also in for Pedro Neto, and they moved first, and they got him despite playing Conference League, and we were playing Champions League. So
Hmm.
they got him. They convinced him. A lot
Hmm.
of players like Mudrik as well chose Chelsea. Fair enough. Chelsea, I think that point were
Hmm.
better than us. Maybe
Hmm.
I'm not even sure anymore.
Hmm.
And we've done this with Declan Rice. Declan was wanted by Tuchel at Bayern, was wanted by Pep at City. So we've
Hmm.
beaten them in terms of like a direct, like straight shootout. We've beaten them for Declan, who was 100+ million player. We
Hmm.
put the money as well. I think when we really want it, and when we know ये तो मतलब Arteta को भी, Berta को भी, Tim Lewis को भी, board को भी, सबको ही
yeah,
पता है कि ये तो superstar है. Then we
Hmm.
like उसमें we have zero problems उसमें लाने में.
Hmm.
It'll all depend on the player what he wants.
Yeah.
If we've convinced him enough, fair enough, man. Then you can't like Declan really just wanted us. Chelsea boy था, but
Hmm.
Arsenal आ गया. West Ham छोड़ के जो खुद
Hmm.
कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग जीती थी, जहाँ पे
Hmm.
एक साइड पेप बुला रहा है, दूसरी साइड बायर्न एंड टूकल हैं.
Hmm.
अब हो गया यार, मतलब these things sometimes will work out in your favor, sometimes won't work out. Liverpool, who expected Liverpool to actually pull off weirds
yeah,
over Madrid and City? They did
Hmm. Hmm.
over Bayern as well. So
Hmm.
Madrid, City, Bayern. ठीक है, one with like Galactico heritage, 15 UCL, City, Pep. He did
Hmm.
consider Pep, but Pep का खुद का कुछ सीन है कि रुकेगा नहीं eventually, पता नहीं. And
Hmm.
then Bayern को he wasn't satisfied with the role. So players will keep looking at different things before making the choice.
Hmm.
Mbomo, we wanted Mbomo, but our role for Mbomo was
yeah.
compete with Saka, play backup
Hmm.
to him. And सब
Right.
भाड़ में जाओ तुम लोग यार.
Hmm.
मैं खेलूंगा फर्स्ट में यूनाइटेड में. अब यूनाइटेड 17 थी, कर दिया ना बीट पुल. वी हैव
Hmm.
चैंपियंस लीग, वी हैव मनी, वी हैव एवरीथिंग टू गिव हिम.
Hmm. Hmm.
But he wants his role to be as the protagonist. He wants to be the
Hmm.
number one guy.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, in our team, he cannot be the number one guy. Kar diya, and
Hmm.
that's it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Transfers these days, I don't even feel that they are more about bullets, more about how one is sold the project and how you convince a player of where he will play, how many minutes he'll get in that team, and how important he'll be for
Hmm.
that particular team. So
Hmm.
if we present Rodrigo with a great project, I don't see him rejecting us and joining City or Bayern over us. It's
Hmm.
Hmm.
just about getting the job done early.
Yeah. Yeah. Rafael, okay, we spoke about this sometime back, Dr. Vivek. I hope you go a little bit back and watch it after the stream ends. But yeah,
Hmm.
I think a nice shout from Loudmouth regarding
Yeah,
Mitoma and even Ashtok, who says, I
I
know,
think
I know the focus is away from stopgap, but you need a squad for a long season creativity. Uh,
fair enough.
uh,
Fair
See,
enough.
if you're getting a left
How
winger,
old
I
is
still
Mitoma now?
27.
27, 27, 28.
It's
Me
28.
too.
Just turned
Oh,
28 in May.
never mind.
Oh, he's very surprisingly older than I thought. And Mbomo is the opposite. He's younger than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, I still
Um,
think Arsenal will keep Martinelli and Trossard in spite of us signing a left
it's
winger.
it's why I think we're also just still dealing with Partey to an extent because in case,
Hmm,
not with Zubimendi, but in case, we
hmm,
don't want to be in a situation where Zubimendi and Merino and Odegaard and Rice become our only like four recognized midfielders.
Yeah.
hmm, hmm, hmm,
So like चार पांच midfielders ही रहेंगे. It's like it's इसलिए I think we're like sort of keeping Partey to like वो एक transitional year के लिए तू रुक जा, जब
hmm,
खेलेगा पैसे देगा तेरे को types.
hmm,
And then eventually we'll try and get another midfielder because we have plenty of midfielders on our books still, man. One, we can't really buy a superstar midfielder right now. We have to give a pathway to Noneri.
hmm,
Nobody's kicking out Declan, and nobody's fortunately, unfortunately, wherever you stand on him, nobody's kicking out Odegaard.
hmm,
Okay?
hmm,
The pathways through youth. One is Ethan, and one is Max.
hmm,
We have to create a pathway for these guys, else they're gonna move.
hmm,
ठीक है इसलिए I also feel we didn't try and go too hard for Sver and Ipan. We tried.
hmm,
We gave him an offer, but we weren't going to go over the odds for it, I guess, to an extent. And he also had doubts about his role in
hmm,
the team.
hmm,
So midfield, mein, I don't think we can mess up too much.
hmm,
हमारे main considerations are just backups in defense, backups in midfield, and protagonists in attack. That's it. That's how we have to
Yeah.
build our squad now.
Yeah.
hmm,
Goalkeeper ka bhi, I'm not too mad about Kepa. 5 million mein you can get somebody like that. Fair enough, man. Much better than what Neto showed me against Girona. I don't
hmm,
know what he was doing. That is like burned into my brain.
hmm,
Diving outside the box and still missing it, by the way.
hmm.
Imagine you had one chance the whole season and that's what you end up doing.
That's what you showed us, man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I would still take Neto over Sterling. Like Neto was bad, but like my God, Sterling on pitch
He's
was like,
That's the
wow.
situation I don't think we need to find ourselves in, man. That
Yeah,
Sterling
I would.
situation was
yeah.
absolutely abysmal,
Hmm,
absolutely
hmm,
crazy. I can't believe it. We actually decided we needed a winger, a backup winger. We were like
hmm,
Bakayoko, कुछ नहीं हुआ, ठीक है.
hmm,
But Sterling was just sad, man. I can't believe we absolutely pulled off that window, man.
hmm,
Can't
hmm.
believe.
Yeah. Uh, okay. There is us bringing in new players. There is us trying to maximize what we have presently. And one of the players who has been on a decline over 2 seasons, not Martinelli in this particular discussion, it is our own club captain, Martin Odegaard. What went wrong? I'm
Hmm.
I still believe in him. I think majority, if I had the power, I would try and tell them you should believe in him because of the fact that the system has put him in a place like how Bruno Fernandes played the Europa
You,
League
yeah,
final
I do. Yeah.
as a number six or somewhere near the center backs when you know his best positions are in the final phase of the attack, which I think is going to be addressed because of Zubimendi's inclusion in this
Mhm.
window, which is going to help us progress more centrally and where Odegaard is best at in the final phase or centrally, right? So I think that is what is going to happen. Do you guys think? I mean, I know how Parth and Aarush think. I do know to some level what you think as well, but Daksh bro, but could you let us know what is your stance on Odegaard? Because I feel he's still going to be the man who's going to make it work next season. If not next
Hmm.
season, I think the stances will majority move towards removing him from captaincy and from the team. But I think next season is going to be a great season because they're trying to bring in more attackers, a midfielder who will make sure that he doesn't lose the ball at the same time progress the ball from defense to at least
Mm.
defense to midfield and to attack and all that. So, what do you think about this?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think if you're asking me what went wrong, I think a bunch of things with him went wrong. He was, I think the toll of actually doing everything
Yeah.
in our midfield caught up to him. One,
Yeah.
um, what does Odegaard not do? I think he is there in build up. He drops deep
Hmm.
because Declan या Partey जब injure होता था whatever Declan उसके जब आर बेस्ट टाइम्स केम व्हेन हम एक 3-2-5 खेलते थे जिसमें जिनचेंको एंड पार्टे होते थे या जिनचेंको शाका टाइप्स होते थे, तीन लोग बिल्डअप करते थे
Hmm.
और ओडेगार्ड साका मार्टिनेली whether it's Jack or anybody else and a striker would be the ones who are attacking. Five people would attack. 3-2-5 का हमारा होता था structure.
Yeah.
Great. Then we started having build-up issues because Partey isn't reliable.
Hmm.
Um, and Jesus also started going. So uske eventually Odegaard had to start dropping in deep and start building up. Fair enough.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so he started doing that, which is build up responsibilities. Then
Hmm.
when we don't have the ball, he is the guy directing the press also.
Right.
Then he's also supposed to be the guy who is going to give the final ball also.
Hmm.
ठीक है मतलब he is the only creativity player, he is the only build up player, he is the guy who's going to lead the press. जब
Hmm.
Havertz होता the press works great. When Havertz isn't there and Merino's a step too slow or Trossard's a step too slow,
Yeah.
I think he compensates for it.
Hmm.
Then he gets injured, so he's
Hmm.
going to take a little bit of time to get back to it and
Hmm.
everything drops for him. So in a pursuit of him doing everything fell down. His
Hmm.
build up didn't really increase that much. I think his build up was okay because he's plays the safe passes. His final ball dropped even became even worse, which I think is one of his weaker traits, but that became even worse for him.
Hmm.
um, One, I think he just lost because of injury the ability to do it, but also there was different points of times in the season where there were no runs for him. Like who does he even pass except Saka?
Hmm.
Because he's the closest.
Yeah.
Runners.
Martinelli is tracking back now. He's coming forward, but he, of course, you have to clear out like probably four players to get the ball to him.
Hmm.
Um, Havertz again is usually the outlet, sorry, and he's winning the header to get the ball to Odegaard. तो वही
Hmm.
वाली बात है. I think if you look at his performances for Norway अभी,
Hmm.
Haaland is making runs, Sorloth is making runs, everyone's running around him, Nusa's making runs.
Hmm.
Forget the assists he got. Just see the things that he was doing when people are just around him moving. And I think
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
was his best iterations when Jesus was moving, when he was moving,
Mhm.
um, when Saka was moving and he was playing him through. Maybe he can still do it. It's just that now he can't because of a bunch of factors. I feel his output dropped massively,
Hmm.
and he's had to resort to those chipped balls over the top, जो usually corner या goal kick के लिए चली जाती है,
Hmm.
or somebody can't cross over it. And Netov is also right. He's overplayed
Hmm.
until this injury, which he sustained on international duty. I
Hmm.
barely remember a game where Odegaard did not start.
Hmm. Yeah.
Barely remember a game where Odegaard did not start.
Hmm.
Mm.
And Keshav, to an extent, is right. Odegaard's first game back was when we were playing Atalanta or were we were playing Inter. One of those two teams we were playing in the
Inter,
Champions.
Yeah.
Inter away.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
had absolutely. And let me see then. उसमें Arsenal versus Inter में क्या
Hmm.
lineup था हमारा? It was a shambolic lineup where we couldn't do anything.
Partey, Rice, and Merino in the midfield.
So backline was David Ryan goal, White at right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber at left back, who was substituted off, Partey, Merino at center midfielder, Saka right wing,
Hmm.
Gabriel
Hmm.
Martinelli left wing, Trossard and Havertz front two.
Hmm.
That was it. Who is providing creativity? If Partey is doing build up, Merino
Hmm.
ain't the creative guy. Sara सब कुछ Saka पे आ गया and Trossard was basically trying to do what Odegaard was doing,
Hmm.
which isn't
Hmm.
really right. Right?
Hmm.
So that's what I'm saying, yaar, ki the guy has been overworked, overplayed. His he becomes the only source of creativity, so it becomes very easy to isolate मेरे हिसाब से to who is the guy जिसको हमें रोकना है आर्सेनल को रोकने के लिए. There's
Hmm.
a bunch of things which just went wrong, but I think
Hmm.
उसमें उसकी भी गलती है. There's a lot of things which I don't think he has improved. He's not old.
Hmm.
I think there are things like dynamism, running, everything, running power जिसको हम कहते हैं. He often kills transitions. He
Hmm.
often plays some really dull passes. Often एक अगर पूरे टीम डुअल की मोड में है तो वो नहीं कभी कभी करता है. There's a lot of things which he also does which
Hmm.
are problematic.
Hmm.
But he has just been so critical to us when we don't have the ball. And he has been so critical to us when we have to build up that you can't really live without him either. We've
Hmm.
tried Nwaneri, and Nwaneri is great at on the ball stuff, but off the
Hmm.
ball he looks like lost.
Hmm.
You can easily bypass him in the press. Every time when we were playing Nwaneri and Odegaard wasn't there,
Hmm.
um, everyone just targeted him because usi ke side se build up hota tha and everything.
Hmm.
But you have to improve a little bit of the structure around him. I don't think anybody can do what Odegaard does. Not, I think it takes, when we did not have Odegaard, it took Trossard and Partey and Merino and a little bit of Saka to do what Odegaard does.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Our
Hmm.
press was crap. We couldn't press really. Our
Yeah.
build up was crap. Couldn't really build up properly. And
Hmm.
our second phase or third phase creativity was also pretty crap.
Hmm. Hmm.
So he's had a bad season मेरे हिसाब से, but
Hmm.
I pretty much back him to be better next season.
Same.
Right.
Same.
His execution of the actions was not on par or
Hmm.
not good enough to influence games. But again, he gets into those positions. It's just the weight of pass that was of the season, and I just feel like he was playing with something in his head post his injury, which meant that he wasn't using his foot where he was not lacing the ball or he was not
Hmm.
trying to uh, generate as much power as he can on those passes. And even, yeah, Saka's absence definitely hampered his overall game because it shouldn't happen, but he is at times reliant on Saka to provide the creativity. And with Saka
Yeah.
not there, Martinelli hugging the touchline, it became really difficult for him to find players who could make things happen. And again, in our midfield, without Rice or without Thomas Partey, had Lewis Kelly not, just come up this season, our midfield looks really dull when it comes to influencing games like that because
Hmm.
it's just too fixated on structures. And
Hmm.
if we want to attack quickly, the structure has to be broken. And we just need some maverick who can create something out of nothing, which Odegaard
Hmm.
is capable of, but he's so zoned in to create a certain way that we aren't able to achieve. And some of it is down to Arteta.
One more thing I'd like to say is that he is definitely a player we can upgrade on. I think he's one of the most upgradable players in the squad. There's a lot of good that we can do with Odegaard. With
Hmm.
Odegaard, our, like I said, press becomes better, build up becomes better, blah blah blah. All of those things. We
Hmm.
can easily absorb being a little worse in the press if we become significantly better on the ball.
Hmm.
Yeah.
120%. You don't, I mean, yes, we saw in the Madrid game not being great at pressing and stuff can be so detrimental to you.
Hmm.
But I think if Xavi Simmons somehow, some magical way, we get Xavi Simmons,
Hmm.
you can absorb Odegaard holding bench. I'm telling you, you can. He might not be as great at the press. You might have to make Declan run a lot more. You might have to have Havertz run a lot more, or Martinelli do even more Masduri, or Saka do more Masduri. But
Hmm.
you can definitely, the amount of upside you will gain, mere hisab se, on the ball will be worth it, especially low blocks. Imagine even if you can't, you can have so many different variations of your midfield depending on the opposition. You can have it against a low block team, which you like minnows, you should be absolutely beating. Like someday, like Everton sometimes gave us an issue. Can absolutely just fill it with
Yeah.
creativity with Javi, put Rice at 6 or put
Hmm.
Zubi, I don't know, and then Odegaard also. You can have like three super creative midfielders and create from both
Yeah.
sides.
Hmm.
When you want the big boys, when you're against the big boys, put Declan also there, Zubi also there, and Javi there. Whatever,
Hmm.
matlab, you have so many variations. Kisi mein Merino aa jayega, whatever happens. But that's the thing. Abhi ke liye, the problem is there is so little variation in the midfield. एक ही type का midfield खेलता है.
Hmm. Hmm.
पार्टे, राइस, ओडेगार्ड.
Hmm.
एक को रेस्ट चाहिए, चलो ठीक है, जॉर्जिनियो आ गया. या फिर एक को रेस्ट चाहिए तो चलो मेरिनो आ गया 20 मिनट्स के लिए. बट आर स्टार्टिंग 65 मिनट्स के लिए मिडफील्ड इज दिस ओनली. सो इट्स वेरी इजी टू प्रिपेयर फॉर कैसे आर्सेनल का मिड ब्लॉक करना है या फिर लो ब्लॉक करना है या क्या अटैक करना है, वट एवर. You
Hmm.
need a lot of variety in that sort of sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, teams are too smart and they pick it up really, really fast, which is, I think, what happened with Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
Right? Chelsea was so good in the first half of the season. They were second at one point of time. Then they got figured out. Then they had to also change it. So all
Hmm.
of those things, man. Um,
This
yeah. So
is
I think.
actually this is
Hmm,
actually down to Arteta, I feel, because Arteta is a coach who values possession and control to an extent where he's willing to not consider other things or not. I guess he wants to integrate chaos in the side, but
hmm,
he's too cautious to do that at times,
hmm,
and that is the
hmm,
reason why Odegaard still plays and starts almost every game, because he cannot sway away from his principles, the principles of positional play and possessional play.
hmm.
He can't do that, and that is what I feel is hampering us, because no matter how much we envision the thought of Odegaard Vareri playing in the same team and Rice being the DM, it won't just happen. It
Yeah.
will happen only in the last 10
Hmm,
minutes of the game.
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
I had a
Till then, the
question, like
game's gone.
Daksh also mentioned as to how he saw Xavi Simons as an option, but we've spoken of low blocks as well being an issue for Odegaard to play those particular passes of hooked balls and stuff like that. What do
Hmm.
you make of the Fabio Vieira loan and Fabio Vieira's pathway into the squad, if there is one, post this season?
I think there's never been an ability on a question on Fabio Vieira, man. I think, like, if you remember the most important assists he's given, some of the way he delivers those balls is like crazy, yeah. Like when Jesus was through, that final ball to Jesus was really
Hmm.
nice
Hmm.
against United.
Yeah.
There's also an assist he gave from the left hand side, एक low driven सा
Yeah,
cross था. I think who finished it? I think was it Havertz or कोई और होगा, पता नहीं.
Enketia. Enketia.
Eddie,
Enketia
Eddie,
था.
Eddie, Eddie Fulham, na?
he
Yeah, yeah,
won a
yeah.
penalty
Yeah.
also from that era.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
he's.
Hmm.
It's never been a question of his ability. He has tons of it. You've seen it on at Porto as well.
Hmm.
But that's the thing, bhai, ki like the only question is his athleticism, man.
Yeah.
He hang with the big boys? Can he do the same things at the same high quality when he has less time and when he's being shoved and pulled and hit and he has to make those decisions in a split second? That's basically what we would
Hmm.
really really want. At Porto, you probably get a lot more space. You probably get a lot more time. And that's the thing. Like, okay, you might get somebody like Fabio Vieira in, but what do you really do if he has like a Baleba kind of guy just marauding after him all the time? It doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be Baleba. Balebas are the top end of the spectrum. But
Hmm.
Balebas and the Joy Lintons, wo chhod do. Even in Ugarte for that matter, just harassing him constantly.
Hmm.
Um, like people who are just there to offset him completely. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Hmm.
So I've never had an issue. I just don't think it makes sense for us to sell him when the stocks are so low.
Hmm.
Like, for example, people ask me कि Kivior को बेचोगे, and I say हाँ बेच दूंगा. I have no issues. Even though he's a good backup, but this is the we hardly sell when the stocks are high and it's time to sell.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think Kivior ke stocks will ever be as high as this. This is the only time I think he's gotten a consistent run of games, yet at a very high level of competition. Um, in the Champions League, he's played against some big teams. He's shown some good moments.
Hmm.
If let's say जैसे rumors आ रहे थे AC Milan wants Zinchenko and Kivior and ये सब whatever it is.
Hmm.
Um, if an Italian club comes and we make our money back on Kivior in total fee, and because of financial magic, we probably end up making a profit and stuff.
Hmm.
Because we end up waiting to a time जब तक stocks are like absolutely tanked,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we sell at a horrible, horrible price. Burnt Leno was like the worst piece of business we've done, man.
They said
Yeah.
He's a
basically
Premier
Trossard
League
this
goalkeeper,
season.
man. Huh? Yeah,
Trossard.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Trossard this season.
yeah. Like I think वही वाली बात है. चल Trossard का last season when the Saudi offer came, the window was
Too
already
late.
closed. So I think that would have
Too
been
late.
like
Out of time.
Yeah.
suicidal anyway. But
Yeah.
now, like, I think 2 years ago, if the
Hmm.
question was, should we sell Martinelli, all of us would be like, nah, he's too good and too talented and stuff. But we probably would have bagged like 60, 65 million for him.
Hmm.
Now, nobody's going to pay 30-ish, 35 more. उस Martinelli का कोई नहीं देना. It's a miracle what we sold Eddie for,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
30 million
Yeah.
we ended up getting. His
Hmm.
stocks were also
With
tanked, by the
Smith
way.
Rowe,
He is
yeah.
Smith Rowe as well. Yeah.
True.
like, we made it pretty abundantly clear these players aren't wanted.
Hmm.
भाई
Mm,
30 मिलियन में चलो हमने एडी एनकेटिया को बेचा, जो चलो एक सर्विसेबल बैकअप था.
Hmm.
30 में हमने स्मिथ रो को बेचा, हु वाज नाउ नाउ दैट वी लुक एट इट, was probably pretty serviceable in that midfield as well.
Hmm.
Liverpool are selling Sepp Vandenberg and Fabio Carvalho, people who haven't seen the first team in ages, for 25 million, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And ठीक है, as great as Brian Mbomo is and as great as Cunha is, भाई, they're selling them for 65 million.
Hmm.
That's crazy amount of money to ask for. Solanke got sold from Bournemouth for 70 million. That's
Hmm.
nuts.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, the thing is this. Yeah, I mean, if you want to make money, we'll have to put that sort of money. We'll probably have to put one of our best players on the market as well. But I'm
Hmm.
not saying sell Eddie for 60 million. But come on, yeah. I think it's time, मेरे हिसाब से, that we Reece Nelson. Yeah, Reece Nelson is dead, bhai. His stocks are finished.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna go for free
Hmm.
because Fulham won't want to pay the transfer fees and a wage.
Hmm.
But अब क्या करें? And same thing with Fabio Vieira. I know, but I just feel the stocks are so low right now
Hmm.
that eventually Porto will still make a profit when they sell him off to somebody else. It's like what happened with Nuno Tavares.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, like eventually he found a home
Hmm.
at Lazio and they bought him for 9 and they'll probably sell him off for 25.
Hmm.
That's crazy, man. So we need to get a lot better at selling, which I hope we do. Our recruitment obviously needs to improve, but we
Hmm.
need to start learning how to make money, man.
Hmm.
Either you make money through the academy, which means you improve your loan systems. What you did with Balogun, just replicate that, but you have to kind of do it with 20 other
Hmm.
players now
Hmm.
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 over multiple years. What you did with Balogun, what you did with Mika.
Yeah.
ठीक है, ऐसे ऐसे आप चीजें करो.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's a bunch of things we need to improve. But Fabio Vera, I don't want to sell him, but I don't see how he finds his place in the squad. We have to accommodate Nwaneri and Dowman. Bhai. Those two, we can't let go of either of them.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For
Even
sure.
if they don't work out at Arsenal, they have big money getting potential for us. Either way, either way.
mm,
So
Hmm.
you have to show them the, especially Max ko yaar. Max is just a crazy talent. He has a lot to be polished, but bhai, he's not even signed a professional contract yet. And if City can throw money at him, City have crazy amounts of money for this guy.
Hmm.
So we need to secure a pathway. We've been doing all that courting, huh? तू चल हमारे साथ दुबई, तू चल हमारे साथ pre-season and all that
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
Kind of need to like also maybe like show it to him, like जो हम Patino and Nwaneri के साथ एक एक appearance दे दी थी cup में उसको.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of have to do this one. Otherwise, yeah, we'll end up losing him for like what, 1 or 2 million compensation,
Hmm.
like we did for Chido and Aiden. So wo
Hmm.
we can't really do it, man.
Arsenal is actually very lax when it comes to the transfer market and our transfer business. We need to be ruthless. We
Yeah.
just lack that because of the lack of options that we presently have in our team when it comes to attackers. Because even when it comes to the defenders, there's literally no, there's very less chance of Kivior getting those amount of minutes where he would definitely be a 50-60 million ish player, and that comes down to how Berta is able to sell a defender or not. But
Yeah.
when it comes to our attack is just four players, and after that, the fall off is so much that they
Hmm.
aren't even allowed to get any minutes at Arsenal. What
Hmm.
would they get at some other club?
yeah.
Look at the likes of Liverpool. Liverpool have so many attackers, and even
Hmm.
their worst attackers will get sold for more than 60-65 million.
Hmm.
Yeah. 100%. Like Nunes, everyone knows Nunes is out of favor, but they ain't
Yeah.
gonna sell Nunes for 30 million.
Hmm.
Even their cut price is gonna be 40, 50 million.
Yeah.
Cut price is 40, 50 million. And imagine if we have to sell Havertz today. Let's say we have to sell Havertz. Somebody who we really want to stay. But
Hmm.
let's say
Hmm.
we want to sell Havertz. Do you have the confidence you're gonna get 50, 60 million for Havertz? You're not gonna get 50, 60 million for Havertz.
Mhm.
So yeah, we have to get better at this. I'm sorry. We have to get much, much, much better at this.
Yash has a nice. I mean, from another point of view, from what we have been saying, looking at how Liverpool have upgraded the midfield right back and about to get a left back, I should delude myself that we're going to compete on any front next season. Um,
Hmm.
Yash, bro. it's a thing. See, they've signed players in like June. Okay, assuming that they have signed all their players in June, and assuming that they don't sign anyone in July, and Arsenal sign all their players in July, are you going to say the same thing, or are you going to be like, oh, okay, it's going to be fine? Let the window close. If
Yeah,
we don't sign anyone, then make your judgment.
yeah, I also think the same. I think if we go with this squad right now, then yeah, then we probably have to delude ourselves into believing something will
Mm,
happen. Like it'll be a miracle if something happens. But
Yeah.
mm,
if we end up signing the players that we want to get, one of Cesco or Gyokeres,
mm,
get a winger, get Zubimendi in finally,
mm,
get a backup centre back after Kepa also as a backup keeper, then fair enough. Then I think we can give a fight.
mm.
We have to we have Tommy Asu to be sold to. Lokonga is still there. Again, बहुत है यार. Bhai, I forgot that Marquinhos was on the books until he left for 2 million. For 2 million.
Mm.
But yeah, there's a lot.
Mm,
There's Tommy Asu, which we have to consider what's going to happen with him. There's Jesus. We have to consider what's
mm,
going to happen to him. There's
mm,
Zinchenko.
mm,
There's there's a Lokonga we have to think of. Vieira we have to think of.
mm.
We have Karl
Reese.
Hein in the who just come back from loan. We have to think of
Right.
him.
Mm,
We already let some academy kids go.
right.
Um, so there's a bunch of people on our books that we will
Mm,
probably have to think of what happens. This is Tomiyasu's done by last year, man. He'll have 6 months to prove himself, whether he stays or goes.
mm.
Um,
That starts
so
from
yeah,
December, not even start of now. It starts in December
yeah,
because
this is gonna start from December with him.
yep, yep,
He
yep.
he for a just unfortunately for us, he is one of our best defenders available. Can play every position to a pretty high degree,
Mm.
but what's the point of having all that ability if you don't have availability?
Right, right, exactly. Okay. Before we get to the last 10 minutes of the stream with Daksh, bro, what we'll do after those 10 minutes, well, depends on if you guys want us there. But, anyways,
Mm.
to all the 41 to 50 people who are concurrently viewing all the
Nice.
stream, please keep subscribing. I think we've hit 1.2 something. I'm not even sure what the exact numbers, but keep subscribing. It's really
Cool.
nice to be with all of you. It's the first time that we're getting these many chats, and this is the first time I'm handling all of them because honestly, I'm very bad at all this. But yeah, I do not know how you do this on regular basis, bro. But my
No, it's
God.
fine, dude. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, uh, I thought the last 10 minutes will end it on a high note or on a better note on
Okay.
our dreams and our aspirations on who or what our potential team should look like, right? So I
Mm.
thought, let me just build a team for the next season with you on stream. 10 minutes.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Let's
Cool.
not
Cool.
let's not spend too much time on it. Oh, potentially we should get no. This is our dream. This is how we want to set up our next season, 25-26, right? Is this
Okay.
the is this the formation that we would like to go
Are we
with?
going
Or
4-1-4-1? All right. Let's go 4-1-4-1.
no, no, no,
Just,
okay.
just put in 4-2-3-1 or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
play a
No,
4-2-3-1.
so we can move the player after we
Ah,
mention the player.
you're going into tactics and stuff like that? Okay, bro, sure.
Why not? Why not? We're all decent people. I'm not so stupid
Uh,
as well. Like, let's go. Let's talk tactics. Let's put out a good formation. Come on. So
yeah.
goalkeeper, are we going with Garcia or Raya? I'm kidding. It's going to be Raya.
Garcia, what a fumble that was as well, man. But I
Hmm.
Yeah.
understand, it's fine. Like I said, we have to improve our risk taking a bit more.
Yep.
Also, like we didn't address it, but who would your center back signing be if we are signing one? If you have any
Oh,
names.
Actually, speak of centre back, think about it. There's actually one guy who commented, I think, three, four times regarding the same thing. Regarding, yeah, Karthik. Yes,
Alessandro.
Uh,
yes. This is a
Yeah.
centre back.
yeah, he's like
Alessandro Riviera.
if you want to sign another Gabriel, but
Mm,
2-3 years before that. So he's one of the.
Hmm.
He's been really really good for Lille this season.
mm,
There's him you can get. There's a more stylistic fit in somebody like Hato you
mm,
can think
Yeah.
of. And then
mm,
there's the prem proven immediate competition, give relief to Saliba type signing in Mark Gehi.
Okay.
mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Those
mm,
would be my three. But for me, I would say if we are, especially if we're moving Kiwi or on, I'd say I'd say get Hato, but I would not be mad at Alexandro. I don't think Gehi will happen.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hato is like a for me especially, is like a left-sided timber. He's a
Okay.
leader in himself as well,
Hmm.
and guy's young. He's very very highly rated. So I like Jorel Hato, but
Okay.
again, we need somebody to give relief to Saliba. I said that is the primary thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Gabriel and Saliba again cannot play the volume of games they played.
Hmm.
Kivior, I think we will trust him more. By
Hmm.
hook or crook, by Kismat, somehow Kivior has gotten the opportunity to prove himself to Arteta when he had
Hmm.
absolutely no other option but to trust Kivior. Now
Hmm.
we will trust Kivior. So
Hmm.
even
Hmm.
if Kivior does some backup minutes, if we keep him,
Hmm.
that's fine. But this is way down in the list of things we should be looking at right now.
Hmm.
I'll
Definitely.
be
Yeah.
very mad. I'll be very mad if we end up signing centre backup,
Hmm. Hmm.
but we don't sign for one reason or another a forward.
Uh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kivior is the next VVD. Say that.
सही बात है.
How old is Kivior? Yeah,
24,
Old
25.
enough to hold the
Four.
bench
that's
for
not
us.
25 years. Yeah, he just turned 25 in Feb. That's not a bad age,
Yeah.
Especially like you can give you a lot more. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
25 is not so old also. I'm 25. It's fine.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like this, the only problem here will be if Kivior wants to be number one. That's
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
But if he has like, I think like he was saying the right things during the Champions League campaign where he said ki I'm not somebody who will create a ruckus. I will wait for my opportunity and give it whenever I'm called on. So if that's the situation, I'm happy. We should not buy centre back. Skylar Fury left centre back backup. Kiwior right centre back backup temporarily. We already have Timber who can play multiple positions. We have White who can also fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
And Miles ki emergence say, trust me, man, we've saved so much money because Miles has emerged.
Hmm.
But
200 million.
yeah, and if we somehow can hold fort till January, then maybe Tomiyasu can pitch in with like garbage hour minutes. That's it. Uske alawa, I don't think right now this should be on the least of our priorities right now. A
Hmm.
centre back for me should be a least of the priorities.
Fair enough. Uh, okay, Yash, we see your comments again. We'll finish this up, and then we'll come back to the rest of the comments that we have not discussed. Okay, cool. Okay, quickly. So centre back pairing, we're sticking with Saliba, Gabriel.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, how
Yeah.
1000%.
No. Somebody wanted to upgrade on the left centre back position, so I thought somebody might have it.
Yeah, yeah. I was also one of those people initially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Initially, Gabriel ka bozo gene was too strong, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his
But
on the ball presence wasn't as much as it is right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You
It just
watch first few seasons, Gabriel, first couple
like,
of seasons at least.
that's
He
true.
was
That is true. That is true.
he
No,
was
I thought since
giving away
last season.
penalties and stuff
Hmm.
and
yeah.
lunging in a lot, and he used to get caught in when he used to be aggressive, जैसे अब अभी भी होता है, but when he used to get aggressive, he used to get turned around so quickly, and you're like, अरे
Hmm.
भाई, you left that huge hole पीछे.
Hmm.
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 Um, and him and Holding was a horrible partnership.
uh,
Him and Holding was a horrible partnership. Him and White
uh,
was okay, but not the greatest. I think
uh,
he needs. I think to get the best out of him, you also need a nice, stable partner. And I think. I
hmm.
think वो बहुत. I think he's only found it with Saliba till now,
Hmm.
which is the
Yeah.
only.
Hmm. This year, Gabriel has been player of the season. Ha ha ha. See,
The way Gabriel has grown over the last 2 seasons has been
hmm.
nothing but
Yep.
impressive.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been insane.
Uh, so this loan, this I'm assuming is going to be
Maybe.
Zubimendi.
To be. I,
Zubi.
do any of you have any fear that he might not come eventually?
No.
Nah,
Like,
nah,
is
nah.
that like at the back of your head, or you like completely chill के नहीं आ जाएगा?
नहीं
See, I
इतना
had
ट्रस्ट
it.
तो है भाई बर्डा
Yeah.
में.
And I had that doubt before Fabrizio put out that, here we go. Until then,
अच्छा.
also, I was like, oh shit, he's not
No,
coming.
Okay.
no,
Fabrizio
here
has had to re.
I don't trust Fabrizio's here we go for that, but I trust Berta at
Yeah.
least for the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
For me, it was Ornstein. But I think like
Yeah.
Ornstein's even usage was like put me off a little bit. Okay, he's like
Hmm.
Arsenal are operating in a way as if Zubimendi is going to be here.
It's
As like, what do
done.
you mean, bhai?
Just
Journalism is
coming on.
changing, bro.
But
Just,
honestly, like there's enough so much smoke right now.
Uh,
Sammy Mockbell and Fabrizio and
Yeah.
Ornstein and
mm,
Mike Reck, who's from
Fletchenberg.
Sociedad, and
mm,
there's a bunch of people who I like. ठीक है, maybe two of them have absolutely fumbled it, but like there's still enough smoke. I think I am confident
Hmm.
enough.
mm. No, I hope it's not the eighth man. Please, no, no,
And
no,
it
no,
was
no.
Come
so
on,
crazy
man.
that Ornstein had to reiterate the fact that Subimendi was signed.
Mm,
Fabrizio retweeted his "Here we go" again
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that he's signed.
No,
And
that
Hand of
was
Arsenal
because that was
literally
I think
tweets
because
about him
that
every day.
Spanish newspaper Marsa Mar or
Man,
whatever you call it.
yeah.
They're trying to stir the pot a little bit. Mission Zubimendi and stuff.
uh,
And
uh,
then
uh,
then as like as a 90K also, but hand of Arsenal also is like नहीं नहीं ये होने वाला है. ठीक
uh,
है, like cool.
mm.
डॉक्यूमेंट एक्सचेंज हो गई हैं, लीगल सब कुछ हो गया है, आर्सेनल कैन सू सोसिएडाड अगर ऑनर नहीं किया. इफ इट्स एट दैट लेवल देन आई एम लाइक अब तो हो जाएगा भाई. अब
Oh,
then it's fine. But
Mhm.
like oh bro, this transfer is absolutely traumatized me. I'll tell you guys one thing, okay? I haven't even told this on my stream. I
Mm,
had a nightmare. So I had a nightmare that I was in holiday on Spain in Spain, okay? And I ran into Zubimendi with a bunch of my friends. And I was like, I can't wait for you to be at Arsenal. And he smiled and gave me a thumbs up. And then I was just chilling with my friends. And then he comes up to me, he's like, I just wanted to tell you first that I'm not going to go to Arsenal. And I was like, what? And then I just was like, but Fabrizio said, and Mockbill said, and this guy said, he's like, no, 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 I changed my mind. And I'm like, okay, then where are you going? And then he smiled, he's like, I can't tell you that. And then he just walked away. ठीक है. So like I've had bloody nightmares about this transfer. I just can't wait for this guy to absolutely hold up the t-shirt so I can just relax, man. Like
yeah,
my, for a lack of a more civil
mm,
description or analogy, my sphincter
mm,
is tight. ठीक
mm,
है. I am waiting for this guy to absolutely just be like because he's also like so like secretive about it. मैं नहीं जाऊंगा. Some
mm.
interview comes up on his, I don't know where what will happen in the future. What do you mean, brother? So I don't know,
Uh,
man.
Subimendi.
uh, so, a right wing Saka, or do you guys want to bring Sane? Oh wait, he's sorry, he's
Yeah,
Galatasaray.
Sane, man. Yeah,
Sane,
yeah.
How are we not
man.
assessing
Mm-hmm.
Sterling there, bro? Holy shit.
Sterling should
Okay,
be starting. Yeah, I agree.
fair enough. Okay, Odegaard or Ethan Venere?
Odegaard, man. I think people's idea of what Ethan is and what Ethan can be is
Oh, perfect.
confusing.
Spot on. Spot
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I think Ethan will be a player better than Odegaard, but I think
Mm,
Ethan is not a player right now better than Odegaard.
Yeah.
You
mm,
see him
mm,
as an attacking midfielder or the winger?
He'll start, I think, as a winger where there's a lot less jeopardy
mm,
in
Hmm?
case things don't go well. It's
mm,
like how we were starting with Van Persie, how Wenger started with Van Persie.
mm,
He put them on the wings. He's like, try and do something from here, and then eventually move them central. I
mm,
think Ethan ka bhi wo hoga. Look, Arteta has mentioned it so many times. He even thinks Ethan can be a false nine as well, like a Jesus kind of guy.
mm,
But it's gonna take time for him, man. It's gonna take time for him.
mm. Declan Rice in this midfield?
Yeah.
1000% first name on the team sheet.
The best player in the world.
Yeah, bhai.
Mm.
I'm
Okay,
so happy we have him, man. I genuinely
Yeah.
am so happy. Today I was a bit bored and I just put on the Arsenal Real Madrid highlights. I'm so happy, dude.
Whenever I'm bored, I'm not even lying. Whenever I'm bored, I just go and watch Arsenal's announcement of Rice, man.
Fair, fair.
I actually
Now,
do. I don't. Okay, people might hate me for this, but I didn't like the Declan Rice announcement by Arsenal. I like the one by
The
Adidas.
Adidas one, huh?
Yeah,
Fair,
Yeah,
fair,
yeah,
fair,
fair.
fair, fair.
yeah. Because after Aubameyang, he was that other player who was like, "Oh shit, Arsenal signed
mhm.
an
Mm.
insane player," and the announcement was like so mellow. I mean, it probably had a vibe. It had great culture
Yeah,
to
it
it, but
had the Nigerian tech on it.
But I was
Mhm.
like, we signed a superstar. Where is the vibe? Where is the
Mm.
hype or something? I might be spoiled by Oba's announcement, but yeah. Yeah, left wing.
Left wing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Nice
okay.
My
question.
We'll start.
God, yeah. It's like warm beer and rotten food.
Hmm.
God.
We'll ask this a difficult question with. We'll start with Aarush. Aarush, who would your left winger be? It's a
Uh,
dream. It's a dream. So you go ahead.
Oh, we're going for dreams, huh?
Yeah. It's a
Hmm.
dream.
Oh, okay. I thought like from the squad we have right now. Oh,
Oh
okay.
no
No,
no no
no,
no
no, no,
no
no, 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 no,
no
no.
no. I said from. Is we're going to end it on a good note, on a light note. We're going to make a team with our dream. We're going to make a dream
Oh,
team.
it has to be Rodrigo then. I'm sorry for
Yeah.
me.
Okay. Parth
Agreed,
agreed.
man. Yeah, 100%.
Arush, Nico Williams prop or Rodrigo?
yeah, I am a
Okay.
Nico Williams prop guy for the way he
Okay.
operates, but Rodrigo,
Uh,
why not? Why not?
mhm.
Rodrigo.
Majority wins, I
No
guess.
dream can have Odegaard in it. Says Yash. I love Yash so much.
What the hell?
This
Not
guy,
Yeah, yeah. If that is the
oh,
situation, in fact, if you're talking dreams, I want Javi Simmons there. I'd love Javi Simmons there.
Xavi Simons,
Ooh.
yeah,
Okay.
For real.
Okay.
makes sense.
That is my dream. That is my
But
dream. It doesn't
Mm.
have to be your dream. For me,
it's a
it'll be Javi.
very, it's a
So,
very anti-Arteta signing. Had Arteta not been a manager, it would have come to fruition.
Maybe. But
so
we
do you
need.
guys want to change the Odegaard situation?
Yeah, yeah. If you're talking dreams, then Javi Simmons, bring him.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay. Okay. We'll be the daring one. I hope nobody clips this and say, "Oh, this is what they said." This one. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
It's our dream, please.
No,
Hey, Yash,
let's
Odegaard
one
clip it
second, one.
ourselves into it, bro. Let's clip it
I
ourselves
can
into it.
understand Nico over Rodrigo. How can you say Semenyo over Rodrigo or Yash? क्या बोल रहा है?
Nah,
Bro,
nah, nah,
Semenyo
nah.
off the left is
You
not
win.
what excites me. I'm very sorry.
Nah,
Mm-hmm. Semani on the right, yeah.
Xavi
Okay. Would you
Simons.
guys agree with Xavi there, or do you want to like
Yeah,
hijack the words, leave him
Javi,
for the
Javi,
words?
Javi.
Xavi.
Yeah, yeah. Javi is
Okay.
so good, man. He's so good. But Leipzig won't do this natak with us, man. For two
No,
players.
but can somebody
Imagine,
explain how come he's not there at the club
Ari,
for more than 2 years? Or I don't get it. I don't. He's such a good player. He's such a baller. He can do everything. I like that bit of it. My only question is why can't he stay at the club for more than 2 years? From PSG, he danced
Yeah,
to.
he wanted to be PSG's main man, but then
Hmm.
they were like, nah. And then
yeah,
they loaned him to Leipzig. I honestly think his best place would have been right next to Musiala at Bayern. He should have not gone to Leipzig. He should have just moved to Bayern, I feel. But
I feel
if
he
he's
should not even
available.
left Barca. I genuinely
But
feel he
that's
should
way
not have
early
left.
in his career, though. That's
Yeah,
way
yeah, yeah.
early.
Hmm.
I can see similarities between Xavi Simons and Florian Wirtz. Not exactly the same,
What?
but yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Because
yeah.
they signed him what for 60 or 80 million this winter, this legit the window that closed. So how much are we expected to spend for Javi? Like this is not going to be sensible
He's
in my.
gonna cost 80 million, bro. They spent like 60 on him, 65 or
Hmm,
something.
hmm, hmm.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna
Leipzig
cost
have to do a big
80-ish.
favor for us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
For
yeah.
this.
because Cesco is
We can accommodate someone like Xavi Simons now that we have Declan Rice and
T-
Zubimendi, man. I'm rest
today I
assured.
read that Xhaka is for sale.
oh
I'm
yeah.
like,
Xhaka is
Xhaka
going to AC
is, it
Milan
would
now.
be comical if we
it'll be
if we snap him up,
hilarious
man.
if we get Xhaka back now.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
The
Imagine we replace
meltdown on
Xhaka with
Twitter.
Xhaka, bro.
It'll be
With the
crazy.
meltdown on Twitter and Havertz, man, Havertz's reputation would be damaged. He'll be done.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Xhaka back. I think this is a question for you, Daksh bro. Daksh bhai,
नहीं
point.
यहाँ points
Like,
नहीं मिले
yeah,
वो सब मेरी स्ट्रीम पे मिलते हैं बट थैंक्स सहयोग भाई
Hmm,
सहयोग
hmm.
ऑल फॉर शाका बैक पॉग बैक का शाका बैक
Mm-hmm. All
Xhaka,
Shaka
the
boom,
only
man.
the
Yeah,
only
my
player I think I've known in any history that he's been hated, he's been thrown, he's had a good remontada for like 2 years, and you sold him and like, oh, we need him back.
that
But okay, fair enough.
that is the Kai Havertz
Mm.
effect.
Mhm.
yeah it's
So
crazy
I'm reiterating this thing: a dream, okay?
yeah
Striker, striker.
Isak
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Mbappe.
Hello.
Mbappe is like wait
I'm
it's way too much that's like a dream you do when
Defensive
you're on
man.
drugs or something
Hmm.
Uh, have I denied? Okay, I'm okay.
Huh?
What
No,
is
no. We do not have any
Okay,
evenings.
Isak,
Do not
Isak,
come at us, please.
Isak, Isak.
Not even
Isaac,
Osman. Not even Osman.
Isaac.
nah Osman would be nice but I just
Nah.
if I'd still Isak is the one
If
man
Isak is
Isak?
available, who cares about Victor Osimhen? Come on. Isak is the most Arsenal player to never have played for Arsenal.
yeah I'd
Mm-hmm.
like him
Bring
but
him in.
क्या ही कर सकते हैं अब
Ha
Bring
ha. I'll
him in.
put Isak. Don't worry. Don't worry. Because Billy Carpenter, right? His article on Osman was insane, and that is how I found out like who Billy Carpenter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like blown away with his analysis, with the clips, and his whole narration was.
Osman, yeah,
was
Osman in that sense is like the most.
hmm,
He can score from anywhere, anyhow, and everything.
yeah.
And there's a bunch of things that are obviously wrong with him. Like he's not
Hmm,
the link up guy.
hmm,
Mm-hmm.
You basically do everything for him, and then he'll finish it.
Yeah.
But
hmm,
everything else before that, you'll have to do it.
hmm,
You'll have. He's not gonna drop in. He might be an outlet for a bit,
hmm,
but you get him the ball in the box, out just outside the box,
He
hmm.
whether it's a
is
loop. Yeah, yeah, he's crazy.
he's Mr. Anti-woke football.
Yeah, 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 that's true.
Hmm.
He's very very good, man. But just too many logistical issues with him. Yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I
So
think
good.
that this is our dream team. Wait, in our dream, do you still guys want Gabriel as your LCB?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah,
Obviously,
I would.
Yeah.
yeah. I'd
As
not pick
as a,
any defender over Gabriel.
I mean, we
as a
aren't talking about the squad apart from the 11. So if the squad apart from the 11 was there, we could have said
Yeah.
stuff about that as well.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Perfecto.
Well, yeah. That's the stream, guys. Thank you so much, first of all, to Daksh, bro. It's been an incredible collaboration. First of all, I mean, I'm calm now, but yeah, when you joined the first 2 minutes, I was like this. I was legit like this. I'm so
nahi
glad
bhaiya.
I'm so glad I asked Part to like do the introduction, bro. I couldn't.
I've admired Daksh Bhai like forever, man. He's my
Mhm.
Bhai,
favorite,
shut
and
up,
he knows
man.
that. He knows
Please,
that.
man. It's so embarrassing to hear things like this, but it's so I appreciate it a lot. It's embarrassing because I can't take compliments like that. But thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Really nice to be here, and I'm really glad we had a really cool discussion. Yeah, acha tha. It was really,
Mhm.
and it's all Arsenal, which is makes me really happy. Guys, if you're in the chat, please subscribe to the Football Showdown. Like the stream as well. Follow these guys. Put your like socials on the descriptions and all that. तुम लोग अपने Twitter followers भी बढ़ाओ. You guys do
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic work there as well. So
So it
yeah,
is always there. Our descriptions are always there on our strips. It's just that
really, I was like one stream I checked out and I was like, let me just follow because I was like I don't think I follow Sucheet, so I was like let me just go to the description. One maybe that stream में description में नहीं था, but
okay.
yeah. So I was like,
Mm,
ठीक है शायद
mm,
से नहीं होगा. But yeah,
nice.
guys, please show your support to these guys as well, man.
Mm.
You all ask for like Daksh bhai, Arsenal के creators का है. I mean, they're here. So there you go, man. Uh,
This is exactly what we all feel. Thank
Yes.
you for
Thanks, Vivek
representing.
bhai. Thank you so much, man. So
Yeah.
nice of you.
Hmm.
All right, boys. I'll have to make a move now.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Uh,
Thank you so much. Yeah.
cool. You guys have fun. All right.
Mm.
I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for having me. Lovely to be here. An amazing discussion. Okay. Chalo.
Yep.
See you all soon. Bye
Yep.
bye.
Bye bye.
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 Thanks,
Take
Daksh
care.
Bhai.
We'll
Bye.
Bye.
collaborate soon. Bye bye. Bye bye. Guys, we just had Daksh. What the hell, bro? What the hell? This stream. Okay, one second. This happened because of all the subscribers. Okay, this happened because all the concurrent viewers who have put in the time to watch us, to like that stream, to like subscribe, to put out the word, to retweet on Instagram, not Instagram, on Twitter. It's all because of the love that you guys have shown. Okay, you might fall down to like 28, it might fall down to 17, it might fall down to 12. This channel will be there as long as my personal life doesn't take a huge toll and everything, all the shit. Okay, I love you guys so much. I do not know what I'm saying, but oh my god, oh shit, dude, oh
Yeah,
my
bro.
god, oh my god, this
I don't
channel.
mind if Arsenal don't cook at this point, bro. This
No, no,
channel
no,
is
no,
Because
no.
we
constantly
did.
cooking.
See.
Yeah.
I said that Arsenal have not cooked in the end. I do not have a job, so please, Arsenal, at least you
And
cook. Somebody has to cook at this point.
I'm not even lying, man. This is the happiest I've ever been.
Oh my god.
My God.
Whoa. Dude, Parth, two things, right? I wanted you to like start the session because start the stream because I know how much he means to you. Second thing is because I'm shivering, bro. I didn't have the mental capacity to like start this stream by myself. So I'm like,
No,
nah.
kudos to Parth. He was smooth with the introduction, though. You could see he
Mhm.
was fanboying him a bit too much, I hope Daksh is fine with all of that. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
the
Ah,
introduction
yeah.
had him saying that I hope my girlfriend compliments me like that. So Parth,
Mm-hmm.
you are never beating the allegations. I'm sorry.
Rashti, bro, thank you for all the for all the kind words that you've said, even on
Yes.
Twitter. On Twitter, man. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Uh,
Ishan, welcome to the stream, buddy. Welcome. Okay. Uh, are we back to being normal?
Mental,
Like,
man.
shall
I
we
mean,
try and have
this
some
was
more conversation with the
actually,
chat?
I'm not even lying, man.
Hmm.
People would think, like, what is bro on about? But yeah,
Uh,
this was a proper fanboy moment for me, man. I started to watch Indian football YouTube because of Daksh. Daksh is the
hmm.
first person I followed on YouTube.
I wanted to mention it to Daksh that the first time Daksh spotted me on Twitter was basically through a Rodrigo thread. So
Ooh.
if the
Oh.
stars align,
Uh, oh my
then they
God.
align through
Oh my
Rodrigo.
God.
Rodrigo Goes,
They align through
আমি
Rodrigo.
তোমাকে ভালোবাসি কম.
Ha ha ha. Pani puri.
Rodrigo's
That's
half Goan
racist.
also. Yeah, yeah, 100% proof.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, oh man, oh,
Uh,
bro. See, this is the problem where it's always Arsenal, it's always Arsenal, Chris. Yes.
it was
Okay,
crazy,
let's
man.
take in few comments which we have ignored some time back because of the flow. But yeah, are we back to being normal? Shall we have a decent conversation with chat as long
Yes,
as
sir.
they're here, or shall we? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. Where did we last stop? Zubimendi would impact our progress and in tempo control so much in a positive way. I hope you mean in a positive way because we see it in that way.
Obviously.
Obviously, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I just
if
checked,
we
right?
were to if we were to
No.
not sign a striker, sorry, a left winger, and if
Hmm,
Zubimendi is at Arsenal wearing an Arsenal shirt, he solves
hmm,
a lot of our issues. And Martinelli and Trossard won't stink as much. They'll still
hmm,
stink,
Yeah.
but not as much.
hmm. Okay, let's. Nope, don't want the excuse that we signed in July. They didn't get a proper preseason. Don't give me those excuses. Fair enough. Next season, when
Arre,
we
arre,
play against
bhai.
Atletico, plus Odegaard won't be sold.
I
So,
love Yash, bro.
I'm,
I
I'm
love Yash.
I'm just saying one thing. We need to have Yash on again.
Yeah.
haha. End of season pay, we'll again call him. We'll have another discussion. If Arsenal sign or don't sign players, we'll definitely bring. That. See, it is not
Daksh is
because
wild,
it.
bro.
Ha
Daksh
ha
and
ha.
Yash. These are
Yeah.
two parallels. These are
Should
two
we try and get
parallels
both of them at the
who
same time? No, I'm just kidding, man. I don't think it'll be good for either of their mental health because, nah, bro, I don't think it's fair. But, you know what? I agree to this point where he says, Arsenal didn't give a preseason to the players and hence why we failed
and
eventually.
it's a fair question to bring saying
Yeah.
because we know how the signings of Merino, the signings of Calafiori have gone
Hmm,
last season, and then we had
hmm,
arguments saying that oh they've not even played preseason. You have to give them a preseason and then judge them. So fair argument to have for sure.
hmm, hmm,
But
hmm.
he also said Semenyo is better than Rodrigo, which I will surely not agree.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I saw that comment. Daksh bro
He
also
said Nico
mentioned.
and Semenyo.
All this, I agree with
Hmm.
one thing.
Huh,
Arsenal has got no excuses next season. No
no,
excuses.
Hmm.
no dream can have Odegaard. Fair enough.
Would you?
Nico Williams or Semenyo over or okay.
Both of them aren't similar profiles, man. Nico Williams, nah.
See, Semenyo on the left hand side is what you're assuming is going to be like how Rafinha is on the left or is on the left wing for Barca, right? Semenyo is not as effective because if you just look at the stats, right? If you just look at his stats, he's the most wasteful left winger out there or wasteful winger out there in
Yeah.
the Premier League. So we are already wasting a lot of chances. We do not want another person to come and what we'll bring the stat up on the top instead of us on the top. So yeah, that came out so wrong. But yeah, not I have no idea what I'm saying. Uh, Zubimendi would allow Odegaard. Exactly, bro. And
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
this is the hope. This only comes in if Odegaard remains fit. This only comes in if we have runners who can make this
And
work. Hmm.
even with all of this, if
Hmm.
Odegaard doesn't perform, sell him. And I'll not utter a single word. If he
Sell
doesn't,
him? Okay. Huh.
Martin Odegaard doesn't have any excuses to not show up next season. He can't.
Hmm.
He can't.
Unless it is injuries that have been stopped.
Next
Hmm.
season is going to be so different though if we don't actually deliver because manager is obviously going to leave.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You have a
Hmm.
lot of stuff that's going to revolve around the manager moving out of the club, and then you
He'll
have
be
like
done, man.
Odegaard
I'm not
rise.
even lying.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm really
Positive, guys. Positive. Positive. We
uh-huh.
had a good
Positive,
stream.
positive. We
Yeah,
are
yeah.
winning the quadruple.
Yeah.
Okay. Please no. This is the right time to sell Odegaard. In terms of money, I think our best time to sell was start of this season. Not even like last
Yeah,
season. Start of this
yeah,
season. As in like
I
the
agree.
25-26, the 24-25 season starting is probably the best time to sell in terms of
Yeah,
making money. In
yeah.
terms like in terms of like see now if we're going to get a new left winger, if we're going to get a new striker, and we're going to bring in new creative midfielder, I don't think that's going to help the cause. I really do not think that's going to help the cause, right? So I think getting a new creative midfielder next season to take Odegaard's spot makes sense next season. Maybe getting a creative midfielder to like come off the bench and to like get
That
gel with the
is,
club is
yeah,
more
that
sensible in
is
my opinion.
something I want to see happen.
Hmm,
I
hmm,
do want a new attacking midfielder, but I don't
hmm,
want someone of the caliber and quality of Odegaard. I want someone who will be content to stay on the bench and who
hmm,
is a young prospect.
hmm,
But
hmm.
we don't really believe in signing prospects in attack. So, yeah.
If we did that, imagine we would have had Isak by now. But yeah, like Parth once said, Zubimendi is 3 times Jorginho with much better
Better.
dribbling ability. Not just dribbling, I just think he's much more quicker. Yeah, that just counts with this thing. At this level, starters cannot have two. Fair enough. Fair enough. Odegaard, yeah.
Are we talking about Mr.
Moving on,
Gabriel
moving on, moving on,
Martinelli
moving on, moving on,
Teodoro
moving on,
de
moving
Silva?
We saw it coming. We saw it
Odegaard
coming.
is Arteta. Odegaard is Arteta on the pitch. I ain't selling him. See our off the ball structure. If he's not
Yeah,
there, of course. Haha. We've seen
and
it when he's not in there. Yeah. Hmm.
this is why I kinda understand Odegaard hate and Arteta hate, because
Hmm.
Odegaard hate stems from the fact that Arteta is being stubborn and not changing things when we are not able to build up or when Odegaard is having a stinker.
Hmm. Hmm.
Odegaard
Hmm.
is indispensable to this team, which
Hmm.
is a positive and which is a
Hmm.
negative at the same time.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
can blame Arteta for that, but Odegaard as a footballer and as a creative midfielder, he's not bad at all. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man. He was one of the best last season.
Hmm.
Come on.
Hello. Welcome, Krishna. Welcome, welcome. I've spoken to Ash Bro. He have sent some messages, but then the stream just started, so I'll check it soon and I'll get back to him. We should talk very soon. So yeah. Joined a bit late. In terms of collaboration, you missed the entire thing. In terms of being at the stream, it's never too late to join the stream. Welcome, welcome to the stream.
Never too late
Yeah,
to start this stream, but
I really do not know what to discuss because there's no news that has broken out. There is nothing else to like discuss about because I feel we have discussed everything possible.
there's
Um,
a news. Nah, there's a news out there. It is from the worst ITK you would have ever known, but it's
what
that
happened?
we have offered 9 million per year salary to Nico Williams at this moment, and
Huh?
Barca and Athletic Club are not willing to match that. It is
Who's the
from
source?
a terrible source. It's from a terrible source. It's from some sport, and he is considered to be reliable at Barcelona when it comes to Barca transfer news. I won't
Wait,
read
wait.
too much into it, but yeah, that's the news.
Huh? But who said this? I'm trying to like reach
The
somewhere.
bottom corner पे जाओ, the bottom corner search करो.
Eh,
The terrible ITK, he's
hmm.
put it out there. Yeah.
आज सब आर्सेनल जर्सी साथ में कैसे बिकॉज इट इज एन आर्सेनल ओनली स्ट्रीम
Scripted था भाई.
got to go guys मस्त रहो भाई लोग हाँ see I can speak Hindi now come on you gunners welcome by the way I hope you're doing well thank you for all the work that you've been doing in the society as a doctor as well uh the fuck Bayern are even offering 12 million I guess he wants to what
ये सही है भाई.
uh.
That's it's gross 20.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Good question. What do you think of Rodrigo as a touchline winger? Because I don't think he's that profile.
Mm,
And that is why in my board
yeah,
time, which is like
Rafael
every other
Leao.
time, is why I thought, Rafaelio might be that profile. But the more I mean we had a discussion in the first like 25 to like 30 minutes or 40 minutes where at least I've understood is that we have players who can do it on their day already in our team. We need somebody who can do consistently, like Declan Rice, um, Saka, Raya, um, players like that, right? So having Rafael Leo is not a good option. I would bank on Nico Williams, if not Rodrigo. But yeah, again, yeah,
Also,
go ahead, Arsh.
Daksh brought up a point saying that we've been assessing the striker situation too much in terms of what if our dynamics aren't the same for next season. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't say the same thing when it came to a winger. So, what do you think of how that would turn out to be? Because there is a question on Rodrigo and touchline, and we've been very critical as to how we are choosing a centre forward.
Mm.
So, Daksh brought in a
Yeah,
point
that's,
saying
that's
that we
actually,
can do that.
yeah. That's a good point to be made
Because
because
see, you are getting in Zubimendi. Zubimendi is
Mm.
someone who can progress in the center. You
Mm.
access central areas. You bring the winger much more inwards.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
are you saying that Trossard and Martinelli have a better chance to do better in front of goal from a position like this? Because it is very obvious that Trossard is signing a contract,
Mm.
and I very much feel that both of them are going to stay at the club.
Mm.
And we might not even sign a winger, which I don't want to see that happen. But I'm just
Oh, if
saying,
you don't sign a winger, right? Forget if you sign striker, also nothing's going to happen this season.
I
Forget,
just want to see
it's not going to
something,
happen.
man.
Mm.
Okay,
nah,
just keep that saying. And don't you really think that our left winger's position gets a bit more elevated than what it currently is? Also considering the fact that Odegaard is going to play much more
yeah,
fluid in attacks.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
that is what I've been saying from the last 2 3 streams, that even if we don't end up signing a left winger,
Mm.
but for the fact that we've gotten Zubimendi, and if Odegaard plays in his natural position, it
Mm.
won't hamper us that much,
Mm.
is
Mm.
what I'll say. Because
Yeah.
when it comes to the striker, I
Mm.
don't feel like the striker at Arsenal has to have specific capabilities to succeed, because
Mm.
the service is there for him. We create chances, we create transitions, as to contrary to popular belief, and
Mm.
it's all about finishing the chances that you've gotten, and any half decent striker with a good finishing ability can do that.
Mm.
But
Mm.
if we
Mm.
had to look at left winger, is just that last season the way it's gone, the
Mm.
stocks of Martinelli and Trossard have fallen to such an extent that we can't see them start next season.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I feel we've been circling around the same. Huh? Exactly. That's
No.
what. Just wait for July to hit. I think things will like
Also,
start.
I just
Mm.
read saying that
Mm.
Club World Cup ka finals is basically on 13th of July, and then they have like what, a week's
Mm.
break for
Yeah.
preparation for the preseason,
Preseason. Huh. Huh.
and
So
that is mid
if you're
July.
trying to get a Rodrigo, he'll be like end of July.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
we might start to get hints around Rodrigo's future in the Club World Cup itself. We don't even have to
Ha
wait
ha ha.
till the end of it, because
Yeah.
if we are to go by the news circling around Madrid media, it's about them not starting
Hmm.
Rodrigo at all. It
Hmm.
will be Vinicius and Mbappe starting in attack, which leaves Rodrigo as a left midfielder. That won't happen, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's a weird situation with him. Now, when it comes to the striker thingy,
Hmm.
I'm just saying, when we had Havertz, people were complaining about having Havertz there. When we had
Hmm.
Merino or Trossard as the number 9, we were
Hmm.
like, please bring Havertz back.
Hmm.
So here you realize that striker isn't actually the issue at Arsenal. It's just
Hmm.
that when
I
somebody's
like.
starting, if he's missing chances, he'll definitely not be preferred over someone else who's scoring them.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
people also need to
Basically,
realize
just that.
that striker is one of the most prone position to miss a goal because he's the one who's going to play in front of
Yeah.
goal.
Hmm.
My
It is
worry
what it
would be us not creating enough chances for the striker,
Hmm.
which definitely doesn't happen at Arsenal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Numer says, I personally don't want Nico. I think he'll struggle
Uh,
against low blocks. Ooh.
is. Nico struggle
None
against
of
slow block. I don't really stay with him.
Okay. But which left winger can break low blocks?
Rodrigo
Rodrigo.
can.
Rodrigo, haha. Since he said
Nico
Rodrigo.
Williams.
See,
Uh,
these wingers, if you're talking about wingers breaking low blocks, What they need to show is basic dribbling, creating separation. If that is not coming in between, coming in the center, it's from the wider areas. They need to show crossing.
Yep,
That
perfect,
two
perfect.
things, two things in general, and this is what majority of the good wingers have. It's basically the center forward, the midfielders in the center who have to break the low block in terms of distributing possession between the play. That is what is basically needed. So yeah,
And that is where I feel we aren't utilizing Rice to his fullest, because Declan Rice shouldn't be the one who is in the half spaces when it comes to us facing low blocks. Because Rice, for as good as he is not a natural attacker. He doesn't have the tech on him to weave and turn in tight spaces. But the way we play, he ends up in those positions which I don't feel is ideal. But yeah, if you are to talk about low blocks, we just lost 4 games this season, and yeah, if you are to consider the innumerable draws that we've had, we do break low block. It's just the finishing that we lack. Because when it comes to putting in crosses, Trossard does that, Martinelli does that every time. So if someone like a Martinelli, who doesn't even know how to cross with his left foot, can put a decent job in, any winger can, and especially if it is someone like a Nico Williams, he'll do a good job there, and his crossing is not bad either.
Damn, in my opinion, Nico Williams is just another Martinelli with better
No,
IQ,
no,
but
no, no,
wants
no,
a kidney worth. Oh my god.
As
Oh
we
my
can.
god. Oh god.
this guy is
No,
surely a
no,
Real
no,
Madrid
no.
fan. I can't lie. He has to be a Real
Yeah.
Madrid fan.
What's up, guys? What's up? Okay, what do we have? Nico Williams is okay with 12 million only with Barca.
With Barca, because his dream destination is Barca. I mean, you can't really fault him at that. I mean,
Hmm,
fair enough.
hmm,
It's
hmm.
just our stupidity that we've been after him for like 1 year now.
Yeah. Great to see Arsenal Indian YouTube. Bro, start your channel. Please start your channel. I know you want to start your channel as well, right? Do start your channel. We'll definitely like see what we can do. But yeah, Rodrigo and Brahim Diaz are two shameless players. Even if Rodrigo isn't Brahim, isn't Brahim is 100% shameless player. Gloriani doesn't play 1,000 minutes every
I
season.
agree.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Rodrigo really needs to find shame if he's still wanting to wait there for another year, man. They've
Mm-hmm.
literally given a new contract to Brahim Diaz, who will definitely play on the left. They've got Mbappe, they've got Vinicius, who are capable of playing on the left.
And
When it
also
comes to
this guy is
even
apparently going to play on the
Mastantuono
right wing.
is deemed to be a starter at right wing for Real Madrid. They've
Hmm.
got an Arda Güler. They've also
Hmm.
got Endrick. Again, not a similar
Isn't
position, but they've got
isn't
Endrick.
Mastantuono left footed?
Yeah,
So he's going to play as a right winger.
left-footed, so he plays on the right-hand side.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
I
come on,
think
man. If
Barcola
Rodrigo
getting.
still stays there, man, I've got no words. I
Hmm.
honestly haven't got any words.
See, saying that Arteta won't change the system for Rodrigo, I think it would. I don't think a system change. I think it'll be like how they rotate among themselves, like how we went to like the 22-23 season. Like where we are able to like progress centrally, where we have players switching from striker to left wing, and like probably even Saka coming into the central zones, or like how you saw Martinelli get into those central zones in those last 4 to 5 games as well, right? I think that is going to be the situation, and that is why I'm still okay with Rodrigo. But again, my question or why this conundrum that happened during my boredom is that what if Arteta wants a player who can do both at the same time? That is
Yeah,
my only thing. That is why I said, what if Rafael Leo? That's the only situation.
completely get the
Does
thing.
Hmm.
I'm actually able to understand the psyche of Krish. He's basically saying that we need a touchline winger, and Barcola, Gittins, and Williams are that.
Hmm.
But my point being, Arsenal doesn't really operate with a touchline winger. I don't know from where this notion has arisen that we use Martinelli strictly on the touchline. It
Hmm.
is his inability to cut inside that he's still situated there. If you watch Trossard, he comes inside. He occupies the half spaces. He is drifting in. That is what a left winger at Arsenal should do, and that is exactly what Saka does
Hmm.
on the right hand side. Saka
Hmm.
does
Hmm.
not hug the touchline. It is Timber and Ben White when he's fit. He makes those runs.
Hmm.
Saka is in the half space or as the 10.
Hmm.
The same would be the case with Rodrigo.
Hmm. Rodrigo under Arteta cannot be left in line once touches and gets
Final third
final
of the
third.
pitch, Rodrigo.
Rodrigo should different
Final
middle.
final third would be similar to middle of the pitch only. मतलब मेरे को समझा
Middle of
नहीं.
the pitch, as in like I think midfield area. Is that I think that's what he meant.
हाँ.
Hmm.
Again, he basically said what he is trying to refute here. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah.
I guess in La Liga play more low blocks than Premier League. Most of the relegation between
Nice. Yeah.
hold up.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, yeah.
Good point.
Nico Williams to Barca seems very difficult because Atletico wants to sell him for a whole money upfront and not in it. That's a release clause issue, right?
मतलब
Yeah,
उससे.
yeah, yes. I'm an Arsenal Bayern fan. Damn,
Ooh.
how did this happen? But okay.
Ooh. We move.
Uh, yeah,
We
yeah.
move.
Hmm. Are Vivek Bias, thank you for staying so long, man. Welcome. I hope you liked it. Um,
अरे.
I do
I
not
hope
want it.
I hope you won't join us
bro
one day.
froze.
Uh-huh.
Bro froze. Bro
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
moved.
I meant to say I hope you two join us one day on stream. I don't know where my words went, but yeah.
I
uh,
bro froze.
also, Vivek, by next stream is when I hope soon, very soon, very soon. And Madrid also think of activating the Nico Pass.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
ooh,
Nico
Nico Pass,
Pass.
Nico Pass. Yes,
Does Brahim signing the deal make you think that Nico won't come back?
I feel so.
Because I do think so.
Similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I too feel so. I genuinely feel that.
But
Uh,
if Nico Pass is to be there and if they are renewing Brahim Diaz, Brahim will play on the left wing predominantly.
mm, mm, mm. In India, where to buy Arsenal jerseys online? Our descriptions are there. Our
Aye?
sources are there in the description.
It's better to text
Do
this out.
अच्छा
yeah,
अच्छा हाँ हाँ ठीक है.
do reach us out. We can try and help you understand this situation. I really need to drink some water. Somebody read this question and get it.
What was the difference between 23-24 and 24-25? Because we were much more fluid the season before. This season, our tempo was really slow to build from the back. So we will definitely help.
The
Who
What
would
if
difference
I
is
just say
want to
Partey?
answer?
huh,
What
huh,
if I
huh?
just say
Eh?
Partey? What if I just say Partey?
Yeah, yeah.
Partey. Yeah,
Part A. I think the
good show.
difference is going to be with Zubamendi. You bring in Zubamendi, right? You'll automatically see the fluidity from the 22-23. Is the attack is going to be as fluid as that? That will depend on how they move.
The difference predominantly for me would be the
Hmm.
consistency in fielding the same 11 because
We haven't
23-24
managed to field a consistent 11 for even 5 games this season.
three
Hmm.
games. Three games is where our intended 11 from the window that we had started. So
And one
that
11
plays a
hasn't
major role.
sustained for 5 games the whole
Yeah,
season.
Yeah,
yeah.
and that plays
Tells
a
you a
major
lot.
role because last season, if Martinelli was having a bad patch, it was Trossard who was coming in, and Trossard was having a good game. And
Hmm.
Trossard had a series of good games last season. And when it came to the midfield, Rice was not being utilized as the number 8. Rice
Yeah.
was being utilized in a double pivot. It
Hmm.
has changed this season. Odegaard was much more central and he was floating in the middle of the pitch rather than hugging the right hand side.
Hmm.
And last season we had Havertz who we actually figured what his best position was. It was a centre forward, but Havertz was very good at making those runs from the midfield into the box, and that helped a lot. Helped us a lot. And when it came to the left back position, who was the starting left back last season? Zinchenko?
Kiwi or yeah, Zinchenko.
Kivior,
But
man. Kivior
Kiwior
and
for the
Zinchenko.
Kiwior for the final half of the season.
Yeah. But still, the other thing with that was we were just consistent in fielding the lineup, and 24-25 and the injuries related to it meant that we had to adapt to an extent where we had to let go of creativity and just sustain games and just grind out results, which happened a lot because a lot of our victories were 1-0, 1-0 this season, and a lot of them even ended in draws.
Hmm.
Yeah.
LOL timing ka issue. True. That is true. That is also true. Bhai, I will tell you. I this so I had this room available till Okay, let's just say another 9 days.
Are you inviting people to your room or something? Just
Yeah,
announcing it
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Wait, wait,
Bro,
Are you
wait.
bro.
announcing it?
Let me finish. Let me land. Right. So I can stream at any time, at any point of the day for the next 9 days. Because after that, I have to go back to Starbucks to start streaming and throw money at their face for
His
coffee.
contract with Starbucks and the paid collab has like gone
Uh,
down.
yeah, yeah. So you tell anytime we'll come, or at least I'll come. Cool. You invite, bro. We'll come. 200% sure. Who's going to hold? Who's gonna hold that width in 3-5, bro? On the left, if Rodrigo
Good
does.
question.
Bye.
Good question.
All this time we had width like everywhere. Nobody's playing central.
We literally play positionless football. It can be Rice occupying the left wing. It
Hmm,
can be Luis Kelly or Calafiori occupying that position. It can even be
hmm,
Saka at times occupying that position.
It can
So
even be the center forward. I won't
hmm,
lie,
center
but
forward
it can also be the
exactly.
center forward.
hmm, hmm, hmm,
So the idea of pairing Rodrigo up with an overlapping fullback is exaggerated. Definitely, it will help him, but I
hmm,
don't feel that it would make a massive improvement to Rodrigo's game because the five in the way we attack is
hmm,
just a number. The personnel aren't guaranteed.
hmm,
That is the only issue because this season, like heck that shit. This season we had Odegaard playing as the center back, and it
hmm.
was Timber playing at right wing, and it was the same structure, the 3-5. Odegaard was the right center back.
This is similar to what PSG do.
Yeah,
Hmm.
PSG and
Uh,
Arsenal is very similar. It's just that PSG has got more dynamic players and aesthetics on their side.
hmm, hmm,
Yeah.
hmm. Since it's confirmed Grealish is leaving City, imagine Arsenal sign him to. He's coming to replace
Ducks,
Sterling.
Ducks, bro, will surely be happy with this. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Ah man, if we get it, Jack Grealish. I'm telling you, there's just two players. I can't even have a look at them wearing an Arsenal jersey, and it would be Jack Grealish and Alejandro Garnacho. Bro, if we
And
have
Garnacho,
on
Grealish, I won't mind to be honest. I won't mind, but
hmm,
Garnacho, no.
Garnacho, see, I am the biggest Gabriel Martinelli criticizer to have ever been present on earth. But going from Martinelli,
Imagine being proud about being a criticizer.
bhai, we move. But if we replace Martinelli with Alejandro Garnacho, man.
Suchi and Starbucks are in talks. Medical will be done. Here you
Sucheet
go.
is still assessing and monitoring the situation, bhai.
Monitor. Oh, he's gone out of the panel, bro.
Oh man, I don't want to go
he's
to
he's
Starbucks
ready
after
to
this.
he's ready to pounce the moment he feels a deal is feasible.
Bro, I don't want to go back to Starbucks and streaming, man. This is so chill, like this is so. Oh my
Bro, why
god.
why are you acting like Gyokeres is going to United, bro? I don't want to go there, man.
Ainsley, deal is advanced, then the deal is almost done. Then here we go soon. Here we go. Confirm medical, medical. Yeah.
Ah, Fabrizio.
Shit, man, I have to go out to Starbucks and start streaming. I can't. I
Starbucks. This is
can't. I
this is
can't.
Suchit's
Oh my.
911, man.
See, here I can genuinely like talk. I can be free. If I feel energetic, I can bring out that energy. I can like be myself. There, bro.
Starbucks, he has robbers next to him, police
Yeah,
next to
man.
him, stuff
The
like that.
policemen are coming in every day, right? I
There,
have
there
no
are
idea what goes on in US, bro.
there are a bunch of fights that dude. It all. I think we've had a collaboration with Arun, bro, from like bro. There was so there was a homeless guy who told I'm not going to leave Starbucks. They brought in the police. That guy threw in punches. Luckily, the baristas were like they ducked it or something. I don't, bro,
What?
it was a whole scene, man. It was a genuine whole scene. I'm just like, oh my god, imagine this shit. But yeah, we move. We are still alive and we're streaming. But yeah,
Deal
back
collapse.
to Calafiri occupying that position. The only thing he can You know what? Next time, right? I should read the entire comment and then decide should I bring it or not. Because what the I read the first bit. I was like, okay, this makes sense, and then I was like, oh no.
Fucking pasta
Rashford.
bolognese.
Yeah, same. I can't imagine Rashford in an Arsenal jersey. I genuinely can't, and I don't want
You
to.
can't.
I
You
don't
can't
want to.
be. You can't be Rafael Leao. You can't be pro Rafael Leao and anti Marcus Rashford. You just can't be that person.
See, I didn't say I'm pro Rafael. I'm just saying
That's
what.
profile wise though. That's profile
Yeah,
wise.
yeah.
Hmm.
I
He
mean,
can.
see,
Hmm.
I'm
Rashford has
not
given us
even,
enough in his tenure to believe that he shouldn't be coming at Arsenal,
Hmm.
at least through his loan spells.
Hmm.
bro. I'm telling you, if we don't sign a left winger, Marcus Rashford to Arsenal, here we go on 31st of August. I'm telling you this, and I'm
Wait,
telling
wait,
you.
wait. So Chelsea make verbal inquiry to Leon regarding Malik Fofana.
Ooh, he's a good winger.
Ooh.
He's one
Oh,
of the
that
most
guy.
progressive wingers.
Oh, that guy. Oh
He's
my God,
very
who
good,
ran
yeah.
towards
He's very
Africa.
good.
Oh my
He's very
God.
good. He's very good.
Oh my God. How, man? How are they doing
Bro,
this?
Chelsea is literally stockpiling talents at this point, man.
I was really shocked when Daksh named like 9, 10, 11 wingers for the
खत्म ही नहीं
entire
हो रहा था
squad.
भाई. मैं मतलब है हर टाइम ऐसा मैं चेल्सी का सोचता हूँ एंड आई एम लाइक अरे
Hmm.
और ये बढ़ कैसे रहे हैं भाई ये
Hmm,
बढ़
hmm,
रहे हैं
hmm.
क्या है ये?
Imagine they gave us Pedro Neto at least, bro.
No, I don't
Life would
want.
have
Now
been
I
so
don't.
much better.
Now I don't want. It's fine. You chill, bro. It's cool. To be honest, I don't want Leo at Arsenal. They were, makes sense. Makes sense.
See,
Yeah.
you can't only have the one
No.
non-negotiable that Arteta desperately wants in his team. You can't lack
Hmm.
that. You can't
Hmm. Hmm.
lack work rate and say that okay he compensates it with playing beautiful football or being a game breaker.
Yeah.
Nah.
Chelsea are operating on levels even they don't understand. Bro, you couldn't be more right. You honestly couldn't be more right. Because
Right?
what the hell?
They've literally got when they sold Betterelli, I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
literally was clueless about who this guy is, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I he's
Hmm.
going
Hmm.
from Chelsea to City. When did he even play at Chelsea?
Uh-huh.
They've got
Pedro Net, yeah.
is the
Pedro Neto
Doku.
Doku.
Krishano made this point on Ash Bhai stream, bhai, and I agree. I agree with this. I agree with this.
Pedro Neto is the Doku. Wait, I thought Alan Saint Maximin is like the whatever,
Aye.
whatever. I have a
Who?
conspiracy theory. Oh no. You know what? You say it, I will read it and then decide if I want to bring it up or not. Because if you say something violating it, I'm not
No,
bringing it up.
it's actually mental when you think about it.
Hmm.
Chelsea has actually had
Hmm.
Bettinelli,
Hmm.
Petrovic,
Hmm.
Jorgensen,
Hmm.
Sanchez,
Hmm.
some NPC keeper, and they
Hmm.
wanted and they still wanted Mike Maignan.
Hmm. Yeah, bro.
Kepa as well, by the way.
Kepa,
Uh,
oye.
yeah, they had
And
kept
Kepa
it.
was not the NPC keeper, by the way.
Oh man.
Mental, man.
Uh,
Wow.
Sangeet, welcome to the stream, buddy. I hope you're subscribed. Bro, Madrid are looking to sign our boys Kelly for free transfer 26. What I don't think I genuinely don't see. It is nice to see that our youngsters are getting linked to big teams. What I'm scared is that they might be convinced to go, but I think this guy comes from a household who's very, very sensible, with his mom being the main person who operates his out of field kind of stuff. Basically, his agent. I think he'll be very sensible to progress or like learn at Arsenal and be at Arsenal.
Do
And
I actually do I actually go uncensored on this? Can I just do it? Please.
why?
प्लीज
Why?
Why?
रियल मैड्रिड को बोलो ये है इसको जहां पे डालना है अपने डाल दे तबीयत से
Okay, Drogba.
you got it nah
Bettinelli
man
is the
come
most.
on
Bettinelli is
what
the most.
what
Yeah.
Bettinelli is 33.
better than just
I
33
knew he was I knew he was 30 plus. 33 I didn't know, but yeah, I knew this.
When
bro I
what?
legit thought he's a prospect
Ha,
Nah, nah.
ha, ha.
The whole talk has been on them replacing Scott Carson, right?
what
Oh, that is how the joke came. Oh my god.
Yeah.
wow
Oh my god.
Why are you reacting so much to Chelsea, bro?
Nah, man, I'm reacting to Bettinelli being 33.
33, ha ha ha. Wait. Let me read this by myself. Wait. Boli must have bought a huge chunk
What?
of barrel land and outskirts UK population to make and bring his family just to raise. Oh wow. Okay, I think this is a nice conspiracy theory too.
Fans. I mean,
And people wonder. There
I
is
agree. I
the
agree.
people think that the creative minds from India are
Wait,
leaving India, and then you read such comments and you wonder, is it really true?
wait.
I don't think so.
This is it.
Yeah.
Expressions oozing. Come out, bro. Come out. Come out.
What I said to Ashby is that if you don't sign any more players,
More
sign the
players
Brighton
sign the
Scouts, they
Brighton
will be
Brave.
better than. Bro, they need to start. I think in some podcast I read that they had 190 or 200 scouts around the world, whereas
Wow.
many clubs out
They
there
are
in the
playing
world.
FIFA career mode, bro.
Huh.
Yeah.
And see, you're telling me that United has close to 200 scouts in the world, and they're signing players like Van der Beek
Man.
or like who like uh Dorgu.
Jaden Scamcho.
Nah. No, see, Sancho when he was at Dortmund was really good. When he came to the Premier League, it was scary. Let's not deny that,
Well,
right? The way he's been platformed at United was completely wrong. The manager who wanted him was not given the time and he was sacked.
yeah.
So I don't think it was fair to say that Sancho is
Fair, man.
an
Fair,
issue,
yeah.
but also
Sancho wasn't and still isn't a bad footballer. Joao Felix wasn't and still isn't a bad footballer. It's
hmm,
just Chelsea destroying players' reps, if
I
I
have
may
an
say.
opinion on Sancho.
go on.
I think, I mean, it's not an opinion on Sancho, but I think Reece Nelson is very similar to Sancho.
Hmm,
Ooh,
And
hmm,
and Sancho is on Nelson's level, and Nelson is on Sancho's level, basically. It's
hmm,
just that he has been given more hype because he came out through Germany.
hmm.
is Sancho a pacier Reece Nelson? Sorry. Is Reece
What?
Nelson a pacier Sancho? Is
No,
Reece
no, no.
Nelson a
No.
pacier Sancho?
See,
It's not.
I
It's not about
rate
the pace.
Reese. I rate Reese a lot more than Sancho. It is just the best Reese has played, the best Sancho has played. I felt Reese has had a better. It's just that,
Reece
you know,
Nelson, man,
yeah,
he's someone who can create something out of nothing, bro.
ha ha.
He's got that smooth dribble on him. Not
Hmm.
even smooth, man. He's got that
If we
quick
don't
dribble
sign
on
a
him.
winger next season, I'll bring in Reece Nelson as the option.
Why not,
Well,
man?
like we have an option. I
Come
will
on.
bring it. Seems like we
Yeah,
have an
We
Reece
option.
will,
Nelson is
bro. We'll
actually
have
not a
Sterling.
bad.
We'll have Sterling yet again
Pratham, welcome, bro, welcome. If it's
on
no,
time.
yeah.
On time,
Uh,
man. We were just about to
okay,
start.
never mind. I'm confident he'll stay along with Saliba and Vene. Oh, MLS.
MLS.
MLS
Hmm.
ain't going nowhere, man. Come on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Where do you guys get these retro jerseys? Again, our socials are there in the description of this stream and every
Love.
other stream. Yeah. So, uh, in case you want to know more information, text either of us and we will definitely let you know. Moving on. On a fun note, the channel has hit 1, 2, 3, 4 subscribers.
Oh, jersey
Yeah.
giveaway.
What? Jersey giveaway. For everything, jersey giveaway.
There are too many people asking about jerseys also, bro. Have they
Ha
come
ha
from
ha.
like last stream or something? Do they think like we only sell jerseys?
Had an ice cream.
Bring,
Okay,
give,
bro.
I'm
Thank you for
having
the
water.
update.
give.
No, it's like water pillow, guys.
Pani.
Hmm,
What are you doing on stream, bro? Honestly.
Pani pillow.
Ah,
I
third
think
thing that I
I think the sanity was remained until Daksh bro was there. Right? Bro left bullshit only was said.
bro.
I hope he's watching.
No. This is not who we are. This is us after having to control all our emotions and being professional,
I'm
which
not
we are.
even lying. Sucheet didn't even pass off the vibe once that Daksh bhai was on stream. Just as the stream ended with Daksh bro, he was like, "Oh, geez, what the hell's happened?"
The best job in the world is third choice.
Yeah, Scott
No, I
Carson,
think the
bro.
best job in the world is to be the kitman.
The
Eh?
Kitman.
oh, yeah. I think the best job in the world is doing what Frimpong does for Arsenal.
Or
Eh,
that.
oh,
No,
eh.
no, I think no, I still believe it's the kitman is because you have the connection with the players, like proper solid connections. Whereas Frimpong is that no Frimi, we'll call him Frimi. I think
Creamy.
that's the yeah, right. I think he has connections, but it looks good on social media. I really do not know if he has personal connections, right? Because
No, he
when you
has
look,
personal connections, bro. If you see the comments, if you see the segment, the carpool segment he has,
how
Yeah.
and
true.
how
That's
open they are with him as well. I
no,
think that
that's what again. That's on social media. So, but when you talk at players, or talk to players and all that, they'll say, "Oh, this kit man, this kit man, this that kit man." So that's what I meant. Like the personal connection. It's like they're there, like through the hardest, through the highest. They're part of the celebration that happens in the dressing room when they win something and all that. No? Whereas Premier and all these guys are not there. They come when the media part of the section comes. It's not like in the core course. That's what I meant.
imagine your job being taken away when you're enjoying life like that.
Huh.
Imagine they want to sign another social media manager or whatever role he has.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Are we
Uh,
talking about jobs?
shut up.
I,
Shut up.
ooh.
Very touchy topic. Shut the fuck.
Okay.
Scott Carson and Johnny was the game's gone, guys. The game will never. This is why we had Jorginho. This is why we had El
Oh
Nini. This
man,
is why we had
crazy,
David
crazy shit,
Luiz.
bro.
This is why we had Neto. Apparently, this is why we had
Johnny
Sterling
Evans, man.
also.
Not even like Johnny Evans wasn't even half bad for United, man. He was decent.
When they had that period where they lost bunch of players and everything, no, I thought he was not so bad. Oh no, Air India.
Oh man, this guy, man.
Todd Bowley more like Todd Bun. If you guys
Yeah.
haven't heard this, that's his first. Oh shit!
No.
What have you said, bro?
United has 200 scores in the world, but and they will try to sign Max. La 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 la.
We need to
Nelson
keep
is
in
Sancho
mind
wicket
that
player.
they still have our best
This
young
this
talents.
Mm-hmm. And Chelsea also had a lot of scores under the new ownership, but they're signing 60 academy players for this. Bro.
Yeah.
bro, I
By the way,
forgot
Chelsea,
Graham Potter used to be the coach of Chelsea.
Eh?
yeah. Bro,
I forgot that.
the Brightification
Yeah,
of Chelsea
exactly,
started
exactly.
with
So I
Potter,
think
Oh
some of the
wow.
scouts have
scouts.
been left out from that time.
Ha ha
Damn.
ha. They took board, they took manager, they took scouts. That Hama, you also come, you also come. They did. It's funny how they didn't take players like Baleba. They took Kaisedo, agree.
Baleba wasn't at this thing that time.
No, nothing.
He was
Okay.
at this thing. He was in France that time.
Hmm. On time, bro. I just got home. As in, on
On
time,
time, on time.
coming on stream. On stream.
On time, on time.
Ice cream break
Ice
with.
cream break with a what?
वो आइसक्रीम खाने गया था basically.
Ice cream break.
Okay. I got to take a call. I will put the next comment and you guys discuss. Okay.
I hope he's watching my words after every game, hoping Wenger would come and give a slap on the back with a never parted. Fair enough, fair enough.
Nah,
Next
man.
comment, please.
Next comment is easy. Is boot.
Is boot handler a job in a club? Boot handler? No idea, bro.
What are we even talking about, man?
Hello, Miss Daksh's part. How are you guys? Oh, Daksh hasn't come as
ना
he's
अभी
coming
आने
next
का
week.
है.
We are doing great, bro.
We
We are
are
doing great.
buzzing. Yeah, man.
Hey, buddy. How are you? Okay. I hope he's watching my words after every game, hoping Wenger would come and give a slap on the back.
Man, I actually hate this, man. Arteta isn't far off from what Wenger used to do. He just does Wenger, but with more physical players, man. Come on. Come on. He's not
Cesco or
anti-Wenger.
Gyokeres? Cesco. Cesco,
Cesco.
obviously. By the
Again,
way, I hope this week the TFS channel will finally drop their Cesco scouting video. Please, please,
Finally.
please work. Finally, I
The
hope.
only way I can explain this Cesco Gyokeres thing is I love
Hmm.
Cesco, but I don't hate Gyokeres. Simple.
Ha ha ha. Uh,
Yeah.
is boot what? Is boot handler a
Bro,
job?
bro is
I
on
think I
bro
I
is on
think that is
100.
no no no.
We
I think that is the job of the kitman as well. If I'm not wrong, is it? Yeah.
I
You
have
guys
no
also
idea.
wanted to sign me for the social media. Oh no no
They
no no.
should,
I'm calling.
man. They should. They should.
Uh, he'll get sacked within 2 days with the comments he said.
At least he'll win them something off the pitch. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Suji bhai, the Arsenal flag in your background reminds me of the Tifa. No, 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 no. La
Hey,
la la la.
this is the famous Arsenal tifo that runs
This is
behind
this
every
is
goal.
not so bad, bro. This is genuinely not so bad. What the
But
heck
that's
is
the
this?
same tifo that runs behind every goal at the Emirates, right?
हाँ
हाँ
वो
हाँ
तो इनको
exactly
ऐसा वो
exactly.
करते हैं ना उसको.
हाँ bro, flag वैसे ही करते
Mm-hmm. No, they haven't taken the Brighton score. That was a problem. No, I think they did do it if I'm not wrong. Oh, sorry. They took the head of scouts, the main guy.
हैं. Why
The
you
main.
why you touching your
Why
head for
are
that?
you saying
I
head
meant, I
of
meant like I meant the main. Damn it, whatever, man.
Sujeet?
Uh,
Bro, did you
you know,
sleep
I
before the stream?
Eh?
okay. What are your thoughts on when Arsenal fished up the what?
Yeah.
What? What?
Fist up.
Why
What the
is
hell?
why is this getting a bit
ये सब क्या चीजें हो रही है
By the way,
भाई ये सब
Chelsea is
क्या
trying to sign. Yeah, we did. See this, we did talk about
on
it.
stream reported it? Damn.
Ooh,
On scene, yeah.
hear
Boot
me out,
handler
hear
job
me
means
out.
handling boots for
Does
wait of players with
boots
supplies of
eh?
wait. I think that is not a job. Means handling boots of players. Ha. So I think the kitman is the one who like washes the boots and everything. At the same time, provides like
That is
puts
what the
the.
kitman does.
I think. What did you think?
Damn.
Yeah. What
Nice.
even? It's part
My
of the boots are
respect
part of the kit.
towards yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the kit. It's part of kit and everything, right? Yeah. Yeah, Parth.
Bro, it may mean nothing, but Chelsea going for Malik Fafana, does that mean JBG is out of the picture?
Just say Gittins. Just say Gittins. It's not so hard.
Uh, Jamie Bino Gittins,
Oh
does
no.
that mean that he'll be available on the market?
He might
We
be,
will
but
hopefully.
I don't know if we would want to sign
1
him.
week
But
of
But it's
opium
Chelsea,
tweets.
man. Chelsea would be like, अच्छा इसको भी ले लो, उसको भी ले लो,
Bro,
क्या
they
ही
have
जाने.
हाँ.
Quenda coming in 2026. Why do they want more?
Next year. Oh shit, yeah, next year. Yeah. Huh.
And crazy how they are signing players from United, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Wenda going from United to Chelsea is a big move.
Mm. Hey Atharsan, welcome to the stream. I hope you're subscribed. Switch on the bell icon if you're subscribed already, and welcome. Enjoy the stream with the time that we are still doing this. I need sleep. Guys, new here. Just a question to you all: Would if you could sign Victor Gyokeres or Rodrigo, who would you sign? Because I'm pretty sure after signing Zubimendi, we won't have money to sign both. Who do you guys think? Okay, in a scenario where you said it is true that we don't have the money to invest, Rodrigo, because
Rodrigo.
because
Yeah,
Havertz and Merino can do the job up top, but we need a left wing upgrade. It is
Rodrigo.
undeniable at this point, right? So
But
we've been saying from the start
coming
as well. A left
coming
wing,
to
a
the
solid left winger is needed more than a solid striker.
yeah,
But we need to sign a striker as no matter what as well. Yeah.
coming to the second part of the
Hmm.
comment, we have got enough funds to sign a left winger and a striker. I mean,
Oh.
Arsenal is one of the most financially healthy clubs in the league,
Ma-
and eh?
Sorry, no. So I just got a mail saying that we are hiring. I thought it is from the company that I gave this thing. It was yeah, my bad. Go on, sorry.
That is me when any report from some journalist comes out saying that okay, wait, bro, Arsenal have signed someone.
My
Ah,
bad, my bad. So,
when
sorry,
it when
go
it
on, go on.
comes to our budget
Hmm.
is pretty healthy, man. Because we spent nothing in January when we could have easily shelled out 60 million for Ollie Watkins. So that 60 million that we were going to spend back then can go in for Victor Gyokeres or Cesco,
Hmm.
and then the
Hmm.
remaining amount of a left winger. I mean, come on, man. We haven't made signings that will hamper our budget to an extent where we can't shell out 80 million pounds for
Hmm.
someone like
Hmm.
what is his name, Rodrigo,
Hmm.
because we literally paid more than 85 million for Modric.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And also, okay, go on, go on, go on.
it's just a board not
Hmm.
uh, that's not willing to spend a lot, because 150 or 200 million pound window in one summer isn't much when you look at
Hmm.
the market and when you look at all the players operate, all the clubs operating.
Hmm. Hmm.
Liverpool has
Hmm.
already spent one one 116 on Weirts, then they've spent 30 on what is his name, Frimpong, and they'll spend 40 to 45 on Kirkis. It
Hmm.
already makes it a 180, 190 million pound window.
Hmm.
For City, it's already up to 200. So
In
it's
in
not that
all,
we
like what,
can't
in
do
two
the
windows or in 6 months they've invested close to 400, 450 million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
again,
I'm just mad.
we can easily spend. It's just that will we be willing to shell out that extra bit
Hmm.
to get us the
Hmm.
league?
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
with our rival strengthening, I won't be worried if we are not signing players in June. But if
Hmm.
we haven't signed anyone in
Hmm.
July, so when they
Hmm.
excluded, it is
Hmm.
looking bleak. And if we don't get a striker and a left winger, we aren't
Huh.
winning the league, and we will be going on a downward trajectory after that.
Hmm. Hmm. Y'all didn't hear the song? Okay, I did. Anyways, I'm confused right now,
What?
bro. Straight up, he'll be sent. Also,
हाँ अरे भाई ये
remember,
मैं भूल ही गया यस वो
remember
मस्त
that
वो चूतिया काट
winger. Remember that winger from that dynamic, bro. That forgot the name.
Dinamo Zagreb
From the winger from that who was supposed to go
Malcolm
to no, that Yerime, who was supposed to go to Como.
ये Yereme
Barcelona.
Hernandez
Ha.
Yereme
The guy who was up,
Hernandez
I think so. I think yeah,
Or
Yerime
Barcelona.
Hernandez. Yeah, yeah. No,
नहीं बार्सिलोना का तो हो गया है he's
no,
been unveiled as a Como player
no, Hernandez. He's
हाँ
supposed to
हाँ
be.
हाँ
He's supposed to go to Como. Na? That deal fell off, and he's going to Deportivo.
Alaves.
Mm, no, Hernandez.
अरे
Deportivo Alaves or
Yeah, Deportivo. Yeah, that one. Uh, I still don't understand how Brighton produce such talents. They don't produce, they buy good talents and make them into a class players and still couldn't revive the career
that
of.
is production though. That is produce.
Oh my God. Now he's going to Monaco. He should move to Saudi. Nah. Hmm. I think Monaco is nice because the spotlight is not so much. At the same time, it's decently competitive. So I think
I'm
he can.
it's so sad, man. Ansu Fati is still literally, you will not believe his age. He's still 22.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
is
yeah.
And
still
he
22.
and he still
Hmm.
is Barcelona's number 10.
Hmm.
Post
Yeah.
Messi.
By with Ansu Fati is just that meme, man. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. The stock,
Isn't
yeah, man.
Estevia Villain also going? Ha.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Estevao,
No,
Kendry,
it's
Paez.
true. Hmm. Will
Go,
go,
guys.
guys?
Like I'm
Looks
done.
like
He's
I'm moving.
going.
Oh, okay. Embarrassed a lot already. Nah. Chill, bro. Yeah. That's
That's
damn.
no,
Yeah,
no, no,
not
no.
not
Nothing.
here.
He,
You
he
can
texted
wait,
me.
So,
bro. There is going some time, I think. He had texted us about a delay and stuff. He said he's bro, we are cooking you since the time you came, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You were
so
just 2 minutes 38 seconds. 2 hours 38 seconds. 38 minutes 22 seconds late, bro.
Everyone
Pratham,
is
he was
lagging,
there
man.
from minute
Everyone is
1 to
lagging.
minute 37, so minute 1 to hour 38:40, and then we have
What
continued.
the hell is bro on?
What?
You said
What
minute
is
1 to
bro offering?
38 hour, bro.
No, then I said no, minute 1 to 1 hour 30 or 1 hour 40. That's what I meant.
Makes
Huh?
sense. Makes sense. Minutes
Yeah.
start with 1.
Apparently, Foden. Oh, no, wait. Let me read this first. Wait. Apparently,
No,
Foden was
ignore
also
that
chosen.
comment, bro. If it's Foden, then ignore that comment.
Hold it, man.
Okay. Also, which manager would want to
Under your D's.
hit?
What?
What?
Yeah? Hint. Name matches with something under your D. What?
D. What is this?
मैं
I
क्या
know
है
what
ये?
it means, bro. I can't explain it to you. Just skip
हाँ?
it. Just skip it. It's not football showdown friendly.
I feel like we can sign Rodrigo if we are able to sell Martinelli. Victor Gyokeres was 70 approx and Rodrigo 100. And you're telling me we have 170, so hell na 30 million Zoo. Nah, 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 nah. Uh, I
Elite
meant,
squad plan.
see, I'm sure the money is there to spend. It is just that we are trying to convince all the players that we want to sign that, ha, bro, Arsenal loves you and you are in love with Arsenal. We're gaslighting and we're doing everything.
And
At the
if
end, who we are going to sign depends.
you've literally just manipulated the figures. Like Victor Gyokeres for 70 million, it's not 70 million pounds, and when it comes to Rodrigo, it isn't 100 million pounds. So if we are to have a
Hmm.
200 million pound window, that basically comes down to 55 million, sorry, 59, approx 60 million for
Hmm.
Gyokeres and 80 million for Rodrigo. That
Hmm.
that makes it 140 plus 50, yeah, plus 55 ish for Zubimendi. So it still
ठीक है
is
भाई.
less than 200.
Hmm.
ठीक है.
Hmm. 100 million from UCL revenue, one not including other. Huh. Yep. I mean, again, just because there's revenue doesn't mean that it
It
goes
doesn't
into transfer,
necessarily
na?
mean it goes into
It
transfer
basically
plan.
like operation, player wages and shit like that. Just want to see Havertz, Howler,
Arey,
so
words,
can
words,
become plat.
words.
What
I just
even
want to
butter?
see what Saula Doofenshmirtz becomes a platinum slander.
Guys, bro, it's a hell of a stream, and I honestly couldn't believe what stream. This is the
We were
most
the good
structured,
boys.
the most to the point conversations we've had. It's like,
Yup.
yeah,
Also subscribe to Ash Talks Football, bro. Top
yes,
content.
that is
And
very true.
look at, have a look at the Tijani Reinders and Ryan Cherky video. And heck that, for that matter, look at Mateus Cunha and what was his name? And Florian Wirtz videos. They are
Hmm.
top.
Top.
Ash, bro, if you're willing to buy a spokesman for your channel, I'm kidding.
Nah,
He's
bro.
a
Not
great.
not just Ash's channel, bro. This guy can do this for any channel, bro.
Ha.
Can't lie.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Pratham, bro, watch the stream. Will start after the stream, and then Daksha will come and watch.
Imagine, bro. See, this stream ends, and for him it won't load. It will take 5 seconds for this video to repeat again, and that's when Daksh comes for
Like,
him again.
exactly.
He's stuck in a loop, bro.
Uh,
What are we doing, bro?
Christopher Nolan, who Chelsea is trying to sign both for fun Gittins for fun or for
This is
Salzburg
so
and Gittins for Chelsea.
embarrassing, man. Fofana for Strasbourg and Gittins for
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea, man. क्या है ये?
Not fair
Ash
for
is right.
making Galva. Ha.
No, but seriously, that was yet to come, man. You're just waffling.
I know you guys are Arsenal fans, but would like to know your opinion if Modric moves to Salzburg without
What?
spotlight and they would already have Ansu Fati.
Huh?
What?
Monaco, you mean?
What? Monaco.
Monaco? You mean
Probably
Monaco
means
because
Monaco.
Balogun, Mika, Pogba, now potentially Ansu Fati. Monaco.
Yeah.
If you mean Monaco, makes sense. But again, see, the issue is that he was starting to improve as a footballer altogether, right? The issue came when there were like some of his enhancing stuff which came
Yeah.
into picture, and hence why uh, he's been like not allowed to be part of the team or train
He's
with the
been
team.
deemed too dope.
Ha.
Deep.
He's been deemed to do. Let's just say that. Yeah.
No, but and
Monaco. Yeah. Ha.
Mudrik, as a footballer, as a winger, I still believe that he had loads of potential, and had he come to Arsenal, he would have exploded. But it was just he went to the wrong club at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. No, not just see. Okay, he didn't come to Arsenal. Fine. Even the end of last season, right? He was starting to improve.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
season also, we thought he would start, but then yeah. Well, guess what?
I think he
There's
chose the wrong
definite,
profession. He should have
yeah.
stuck to being an influencer.
Oh no.
Bro, literally had it tattooed on his neck, man. Talent
Hmm.
ain't enough, and he cut out talent there.
Mudrik Mutur isn't possible. He got a ban.
Urban, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Torren
we
Wirtz.
actually don't know Florian Friday, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Florian Friday
लाला
coming to
भाई कैसा
Arsenal.
इन्फ्लुएंस
लाला भाई,
कर
Yeah.
अरे
रहा है?
दूसरे अकाउंट से आ गए लाला भाई.
Is this
लाला
your way
भाई
of
भाई
trying to jinx us? Is it your way, Lala bhai? Oh my
Nah,
god, your
man.
influence is unmatched.
Florian
Welcome, welcome,
Friday.
Vinay. Welcome, Vinay. I hope
तो
you're
ऐसा
subscribed to the
मंडे
channel.
ट्यूसडे वेडनेसडे भी बोलता हूँ तो इट्स लाइक मीलोस मंडे फ्लोरियन फ्राइडे वर्ड्स वेडनेसडे it's just been going that from yeah.
See, he can be the
The
spokesman for
influence
Liverpool
is
also.
brazy. The influence is brazy.
You want Liverpool spokesman? You want United spokesman?
Go and subscribe to Ayush Lala's channel.
Ha, bhai, if you're here, if you guys are here, this is the TFS show. Please subscribe. Please.
And please do subscribe to our channel as well.
Arsenal better end this trend of welcoming Chelsea rejects or men on the verge
Men
of
on the verge
collapsing.
of collapsing.
Damn, this we're not signing
Talking about
soldiers.
collapses, why haven't we spoken of United's collapse today?
What
Ooh.
happened today? What happened?
Nothing though.
नहीं,
They're just
ऐसे ही
17th on the
तो चल
table.
रहा है ना तो काफी
Huh?
Life is good. Life is good. You can cook United anytime.
Oh, okay. I mean,
They can't even say won a trophy because they
oh,
haven't won a trophy either.
wait, perfect TFS. Pehle, okay, pehle, yeah. Yep. What's happening with
Subscribe to
KDB?
our channel, man.
He's
What do you
gone
mean?
to the
What?
streets of Italy to influence the kids there.
He'll be balling with the likes of Ademola Lookman and Scott McTominay, man.
And
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Lukaku, bro, his Belgian best
Lukaku,
friend.
yeah, his best
Yeah,
friend.
Lakaga is there.
Buddy.
Yeah. Conte, man. Conte will get the double. Insane it'll be if Conte gets a double.
De Bruyne suits Serie A so much, man. He'll
Hmm.
definitely ball out there, man. He was done for the Premier League, but yeah, Serie A is meant to be
I thought he should
football.
have gone to the Bundesliga though.
Ooh,
Ha, it'll
Farewell
be
his
nice. Yeah, exactly.
Wolfsburg.
Yeah. Oh,
man.
1 second.
KDB, man, bless him, man. One of the very best that the league has seen, and yeah, He's gone there, and I'm glad that he's left because yeah, he was proving to be a hindrance at City anyway.
City spokesperson, by the way. He
Yeah.
can do every job you ask him to do.
Uh,
He's the guy.
City spokesperson, man. Oh, Blue Moon. I'll even sing the Blue Moon song.
अरे इतनी बारी बात तोरी है केडीबी के फिर से टैग चेंज कर दिया सीजन स्टार्ट होने दो उसके बाद फिर से change.
What?
क्या टैग is this a conversation from a different
Yeah, I
channel
guess.
because no because the way where is that comment huh? wait. This comment like what happened like I thought something genuinely happened I'm like he
He
just
might
signed
have
for
messed up his socials or something like that, man. From what I can pick up from here.
okay
Pata nahi.
I hope Liverpool go for Isak that Isak
I don't hope.
as an Arsenal fan let me tell you no as a spokesman of other clubs no please no give me Cesco sad bro
And
Cesco Sunday. Damn,
and
bro. Cesco Sunday
I'm
has a
not
nice
even
feel to it.
lying, man. I've been saying this for the last 3 weeks.
wait 3 weeks back you were still on Gyokeres don't no
2 weeks.
Cook.
we are not we'll bring receipt we'll bring catering list you bring bro you want you want
I'll be
in air
exposed,
4
man.
you want air
I'll be
5 you want A2 you want hoardings
I'll be
we'll
exposed.
bring
Ah, man.
uh
I've
yeah
actually
like
slowly changed my stance from from Gyokeres to Cesco, man.
yeah
I did it in a very cunning fashion.
life is simple you can cook United anytime yep fair it's like how much money do you have
Bro, if I even hear Isak to Liverpool link once, I lose my shit.
basically today KD huh
I
is it wait
I
Kevin De Bruyne Kevin
He's going back in time, bro. Reminiscing the days.
ta Max oh
when he
shit
saw
he
yeah,
actually did maybe wait
he might
okay
have seen Phil Foden getting his minutes there, and he was like, "Nah, this is where This is where I need to get in.
Yeah, exactly. What we even know. Our PR team is selling you hopes, Liverpool fans.
I
We
mean, yeah,
aren't.
they shouldn't get Isak, man.
Nobody's getting Isak. I
Isak
feel.
will cost more. Isak will cost more than Florian Wirtz, man. Come on.
Let me have like a wild prediction, right? In case Newcastle don't get UCL next season, right? I personally feel Barca will go get Isak. I feel Barca. No,
Doable.
it'll be see. He won't cost 120 if Newcastle don't get UCL. Hey,
Ah,
it'll
fair
be like
enough. Fair
80 million or something.
enough.
Pakka
Fair.
Barca
Good
will
show.
have the funds, or they'll sell some kid or
Good show.
something to some other
And
thing,
I
and
think
like,
this is the max his wages, I mean, his price tag can even reach until
yeah.
he
Yeah.
stays at Newcastle. Because
Hmm.
in the league, he's surely going to fire this season. Also.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
If by any means Liverpool gets Isak this season or the next season, yeah, man,
Hmm.
it's peak.
Parth by tuning. Oh my god.
What? What?
Bro got
Arey,
compared to a
acha.
Chilean guy.
Oh my god. Is Arsenal signing Gyokeres or Cesco? Arsenal are signing Zubimendi. That is the only confirmed news that we have. And
Now
Kepa.
that even that isn't confirmed, man.
And that is also true. That is also true at this point. I'm willing to bet that Martinelli would thrive in a mid-table and Premier League that are not good with a less spotlight. Is required to drop a ball every next game. Not see. I think he would be insane in a Barca team that is like fully focused on just attacking.
Yeah.
Basically, you tell him that, bro, you don't need to track back. You just focus on like attacking,
It's
attacking. I think he'll cook.
the other thing with Martinelli is there's a
Hmm.
combination of him being limited technically and him being put in a system where he
Hmm.
is not getting the best use out of.
Hmm.
Simple.
Reports of Isak to New. I mean,
Mm,
is it
mm,
like fan based reports or is it
Recent
like
wala,
proper
recent
report?
wala.
Hmm. Nunes of Ekitike in it would
in,
be for.
yeah,
Hmm.
Nike
See,
TV would also bang for them.
yeah.
no, but see, I know he's raw. I know he moves like Isak and everything, right? But I think giving him two years to develop is what I feel because I think
But
he's like honestly like super duper raw.
The
they
way
don't
Liverpool
really.
operates, the way
Huh.
Liverpool operate, he's
Yeah,
bound to play good there.
That is also true.
with
That is also true.
Liverpool,
And but I can
it
see him being a Nunes over there as well because he's not good with his finishing, anyways.
Mm, mm,
the thing is with Liverpool, you don't really have to be a great attacker to be a hit. Even the likes of Darwin Nunez did not flop at Liverpool. I agree that they weren't the best, but
mm,
come on, man, his stats for Liverpool are very good.
mm.
It's just the
But people,
fan
but people who
perception.
watch him day in
Ah,
and day out,
exactly.
I think it's like
Ah,
bro will
AKTK
shoot like
would do.
outside the box, like he'll just go straight into the goal, right? 2 feet away from goal. I mean, like what? 2 feet away from goal post, he'll hit it somewhere else. How I not
And I'll
understand.
explain. Darwin Nunez is what Nuno Tavares would have been if he was a striker.
Bro. Probably potentially, yeah. Thanks for being a very good concurrent viewer. Possibly subscribing as well, but yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the show and stay till now. Maybe you could stay for some more time before we wrap up the show in like some time. In Barca, you need to track back at least now. At least now, how to
Martinelli
win.
is
No,
70 million only.
for
Only.
you. This guy will get you the
Only
ball
for you.
even from left
Special
back or
discount.
right. From right back position, he'll get you the ball if you want Martinelli.
Special limited time offer.
Hmm. If Arsenal can sign this, that
That Arsenal ain't signing
Arsenal in
anybody.
signing anyone like every season, Martinelli should be transferred into what, bro?
If we play if a three at the back
Hear me
manager
out.
comes in,
Hear me out.
No, no, I'm deaf.
Hear me out. Nah, you
Moving
need
on.
to hear me out on this.
Okay, I'll go. Tell.
Martinelli at United will be good.
And
I'm
moving
not
on.
even lying.
I feel you guys are right. I'm not
I'm not
listening to
even
the conversation you said, man. In today's world, wingers ought to be the best defenders.
Yeah.
Not really. It depends on the system again. See, if you play in a system like Pep's, basically any Pep and his kids, you got to defend. Fair enough, right? Maybe if you play like a slot where Salah also came out and said that in this season I don't have to defend much, right? Where you have rest of the team doing the defending, then you don't have to be the defender that your
Defend
team needs.
much, and he doesn't have to defend much, and he doesn't have to defend at all, are two different things.
Uh-huh.
At Arsenal, it happens to a higher degree. At Liverpool, it happens to a lesser degree because others are compensating. But that
Hmm.
doesn't mean that it does not happen. So he's got a valid point.
Hmm. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, he's right. He's right. Martinelli and Diaz for 60 and 80 respectively. Both of them are 20, 30.
Nah, man.
Uh,
I still don't understand the hate on Luis Diaz, man. Come on, he ain't a bad footballer.
he's good. I just feel like something regarding his into to play football has dropped. I don't know
I
what. Remember the Luis Diaz that came and like started for Liverpool, bro? I was like, bro, it was insane.
He
And
was
then it
hands
just
down Liverpool's best attacker when he signed.
I
When he
feel
signed
that
from
that half season the way he played, right? I thought
crazy
he
good,
trans
man.
he
Crazy
made them
good.
get UCL the next
Yep.
season. Yeah.
And Luis Diaz was very good.
Yeah. See, he's a very project oriented signing. You got to give him like 2 3 years. I don't think he'll ban.
Liverpool, I still believe Liverpool doesn't need a striker. It is a
Hmm.
midfielder that they lack. If they sign
Yeah.
a midfielder, the
Hmm.
striker won't be an issue.
Hmm. Guys, we'll wrap up the stream in like 2 minutes. So bring in all your comments. We'll read them and we'll wrap it up. Okay, because it's been a great stream. We do not want to like, drag it on just for the sake of it. And
Yeah.
yeah, okay, let's end it on a good note. Darwin Nunes pressing, closing down defenders, recoveries uh, and work ethic is totally was immense. I wish he was clinical. He would have been it.
Yeah,
Got the
hundred
tools,
percent.
not
I
the out.
agree.
Ha!
I
Exactly.
agree.
See, even last season, at the start of last season, I would have taken Nunes for like 50 million.
I would still take Nunez at Arsenal as a cover, man.
No,
One
now I
hundred
don't
percent
want. Now I don't want to fund
as
Liverpool.
a cover, as a
So,
cover, as a third
no, no, no.
attacker.
I don't want to fund Liverpool. I'm not going to fund
अच्छा
Liverpool.
वैसा मतलब हाँ
Yeah, yeah.
मतलब I'm just talking about the
Player
player.
wise, I would be like, you know what, not a bad option.
Darwin
Because
Nunez was never a bad footballer. It was just that he was a part of moments which could have made a difference, but ended up not
hmm,
making a difference.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
Simple.
Alvarez is not available right now. If he would have,
Ooh.
Liverpool, bro,
Yep.
wait, Arsenal. I heard
What?
Arsenal linked to him as well. But he would have
That
been.
was
See,
January or that was now?
now, no, no,
No,
I think just yeah, yeah.
no.
Couple of
Alvarez is
years,
like
a
just
month
now.
ago, I think.
Mm-hmm. That guy does the same thing as Nunes, underperformed. See,
But Cristiano, do you
oh,
really
hmm.
need a striker who is very clinical?
Obviously, imagine, dude. See, let's not. Liverpool won the title, but let's not take away the fact the amount of carry job that Salah brought in. Because if you remove Salah, I think the rest of them, like I think you had to add close to like 6 to 7 players to add up to the rest of the
Fair,
goals.
fair,
So if you bring in a striker, the load on Salah will not be there.
fair.
And since
Makes
because
sense.
Liverpool had like what 11 to 12 point difference when Salah was not performing for that 1 to 2 months,
Yeah.
they were still able to get away with it.
But then again, it's all down to the number of chances that Liverpool creates every game. And with
Mm-hmm.
Florian Wirtz coming in, they'll create even more. So the striker will eventually finish his chances, bury his chances, but it all boils down to at what rate he'll do it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you can get in any striker at Liverpool and he'd do well, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the
Uh,
sheer quality that team has.
Ekitike can't surpass Marmoush in terms of goals, let alone left and see. He was at PSG, didn't get any time to perform or any time to develop. This season was literally the time he took to play full season as one of their main strikers and do something. So give him time. That's what I think. In 2 years he'll
Also,
come good, but now it's too soon.
this shout, man, Omar Marmoush at Liverpool would have broken the league, man. I'm not even lying.
For sure, bro. For
Have
sure.
broken the-
Why are Barca going for left wing? First of all, they need a striker who can score goals for fun and not a left wing, who also plays as striker, if you know what I mean. Like
Mhm.
Gyokeres, Isaac, Alvarez, Mate. Oh,
Mateta,
damn. Mateta at Barca would have
Mm.
passed by his team. Luis Diaz, 20-30 million player, man.
Like,
What
come on, man. Luis Diaz is still worth 60 odd. 60 odd.
55 plus.
हाँ
What
ठीक
a
है ठीक है. Fairs.
yeah. That season after Copa, he was amazing, man. He's a good footballer, but he's 29.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah.
Good shout.
When are you gonna stream again at our?
Arsenal.
We
Nice.
stream like once or twice. See, we'll be very honest, right? We are not the kind of people who will sit every day, can talk the same stuff when there is literally no news. And regarding Arsenal, we talk about, so during a regular season what we have done so far is that we've had a stream on a Monday where we talk right after the game is done, and we have a stream on Friday, thursday
Yeah,
thursday
Friday.
Friday, on a Friday where we talk about the game before
Game
the
week.
weekend happens.
Or
And
after the
during
Champions League game, basically.
Yeah.
or after Champions League, during Champions League season. So during that time, we talk about Arsenal and other clubs as well. So that is the regular season. Now, why our frequency has reduced is because there is not much to talk about, and it's not like, see, if you're streaming, it would be just to like farm watch hours. At the same time, we won't enjoy it, and it won't be
Yeah.
enjoyable for you guys if you're not able to bring in the energy as well, right?
Yeah.
It'll just be like, we're just there. Some random 2-3 words we'll say. We'll do some notch here and there, and it's not going to be something we are going to be enjoy. We are going to enjoy. So it's like fine, not worth it.
I'm just saying
If
I
you
can
know,
dance if you want.
no, I don't want. I really do not want. 85 million is insane at this point, and at this age, even 50 for is insane money. Yeah. Uh, obvious. Imagine Watts is doing all misses
But
it. What's your team? What's your team for under? Hmm.
makes sense. But again, underperforming XG can be
Hmm.
compensated by creating more number of chances.
Hmm. 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 Random question: would you take KS at Arsenal? Good right wing needs a career. Nah, bro.
Bro, we Arsenal don't operate for career revivals, bro.
हो
Ha
गया
ha.
भाई हो गया.
It is fine. If Liverpool couldn't revive his career, what are we going to do? Hey?
They
Why
need
all
to take a
act
punt
like?
on reviving his career. Bhai.
Hmm.
There's literally 2 or 3 games he's played.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was their Sterling, basically.
Hmm. Why all act at 29 years old nowadays? Barca paid 45 million for. Exactly. But again, that is Lewandowski and this is Luis Diaz. That is all I'm saying. Mateta at Barca good have been so Barca good
Have been
have
so
been
good.
good because I'm telling you, players like Fermin Lopez, Yamal are so good at creating chances, but they are so bad when they add who can't bury those Mateta.
Mateta
He's
should
basically
seriously
Okay.
saying
move to
that
United.
Barca
Hmm.
has gotten players like Fermin Lopez, Yamal, who are so good at creating chances, but they don't have a finisher who can finish.
Hmm. Okay.
Again, which brings me to the same point. If the chances being created are plenty in a game, the striker can miss a few chances and it won't matter. Simple.
Hmm. Welcome,
Oh, wow.
Terence Tibbs. Welcome. Hola to you too. Where are you
Very
Spanish fellows from? Oh, well, um, a little place in Spain called India. Leva was a Ballon d'Or candidate, and do you really think with the financial crisis we should pay for him? Well, you guys know how to pull levers, right? Might as well pull another lever in. Luis Diaz and injury-prone players. Wait, are they having conversation of their own? I have
Yeah,
no
they're
idea.
having a conversation among themselves.
We should try and sign Ben Shots.
But
Who?
he's
If you
From
know what he
waiting.
means, bro. If you know what he means.
He's waiting. Yeah.
Ben Shots.
Nice,
Arey
nice bait,
yaar.
bro. Nice bait.
Nice.
Ben.
Oh my god, how are you so slow? Ben
What?
Stokes,
What
bro.
does
Ben
it mean?
Stokes. Ben Stokes.
Oh my god.
This guy, man.
Fair enough. Uh, What do you guys do for a living? Well, it's a tough
What do you
question.
do for a living, bro? Let's start with Sucheet then.
So, I am moving on. Why is Thomas Frank so good looking? By the way, I have
What the hell is
suggestions.
going on?
Where is this stream going, brother?
Yeah, man, we should just end
10
it.
points for me. Haha. Well done, well done, well done. But on a serious note, Aarush is a student. Parth is looking for a job as well. Me, I'm a student of.
वो भाई नहीं बोल
Life.
अरे I am a chartered accountant.
Sorry. My God. He's a chartered accountant. But you looking for a job, right? Where was it wrong?
But he is a chartered accountant, bro.
Oh, sorry, bro. Well, I'm BTech MS. Happy? Cool? Beat that.
I am not graduated, so I don't have anything on my hand, bro.
But yeah. You know what? On that note, 3 hours. Wait, can you file for. एक काम कर. Our socials are there in the description. You can reach out to Parth on Twitter. He can help you out if you need to. I need an accountant. My wife's are trying to. Oh my God.
Maybe we should just end the stream.
Do you guys not agree with me or not at this point? I'm asking stupid.
Yeah,
Wait,
man.
which question?
This.
This one.
You are
See.
asking a bit of a stupid question.
Yeah,
No,
right.
I'm just. It is a
Yeah.
nice question, but not for today.
Yeah.
Anyways, 3 hours 6 minutes. Thank you so much for all the people who have watched this stream since Daksh Bro. After Daksh Bro has left as well, we've still had 19 people. Actually, our peak after Daksh Bro left was 36. Insane. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you so much for all the for all the people subscribing as well, and helping build this channel to where it is right now. Trying to hit 1.5k soon. Hopefully we'll be back very soon, probably end of this week, maybe on a Friday to have another stream in case there is news. If not, we'll see. We'll talk about transfers probably on a different note, or we'll probably get in another content creator, talk about
We with
some other.
66 likes, by the way.
Yeah, we did.
Insane.
Wow.
Cool. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay then. We'll see you soon. You guys are cool. Keep going with it. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you,
Keep going, guys. Yes, people like you guys are the reason why the channel is growing, right? Thank you so much. Ainsley, 64 likes, by the way. Yep. I added one more like. Thank you so much. Anyways, yeah, we'll see you soon. Till then, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're in the world. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.